that on mine?
Wolfie-Doo, where are you?
Over here.
Hey, Wolfpack, we're back. This time, Catastery is joined by the channel's owner, Wolf. Yep, Wolf is finally joining us on a tier list, talking about classic Scooby-Doo.
Yep, consider it my penance for what happened yesterday.
Zoinks, another Scooby-Doo tier list. Hi. Hey, Shadowlink, hey, Fatal Waffle. Glad you guys made it. Yeah, we're talking about Scooby-Doo again, this time talking about the episodes of the classic show, the first ever Scooby-Doo show, Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? I love this show. I talked about it a lot. You all pretty much know Scooby-Doo by now. Meddling kids, funny talking dog, they solve mysteries, combat ghosts, and it turns out it's all a hoax. It's really some bad guy operating a criminal scheme or evil plan using the ghost as a smokescreen. It's a classic show. I love it. It made it on S tier when I ranked the shows as a whole because I consider it that good. It's classic, just like Transformers G1, TMNT G1, the first G.I. Joe show, etc., etc. It's legendary. Wolf, since you weren't here when I ranked the shows, what do you think about the classic Where Are You?
I think the classic has earned its place among the greats. Not only did it really get the ball started and, have all the characters laid out, but the adventures themselves were kind of fun. If there's, the only problem is maybe it's a bit dated, not just the locations, but there's some stereotypical looking characters.
It was revolutionary at the time. This was groundbreaking for cartoons. It was all basic Looney Tune antics and good guys versus bad guys. The Scooby-Doo show actually challenged people with interesting mysteries. Yeah, some are a bit obvious now, but kind of like the first Twilight Zone, it was revolutionary at the time and became a household name because it was just that good and fun. Missed out on the Man-Bat yesterday because of work, but glad to see my favorite versions high tier. Yep, alright, so this is classic Scooby-Doo, so we know we are not counting the third season, which just became a part of the Scooby-Doo show. It got, reinvented, but apparently there was, a mix-up in production or something.
Of course.
Yeah, Netflix and a lot of streaming services have the third season of the Scooby-Doo show, which was really the first of that show attached here. No, we're only counting the original show, the original theme, the original characters, the first run they ever had. This is all the episodes of Scooby-Doo Where Are You? Believe it or not, there's only 25 episodes.
Yeah, even rewatching it, it still feels like there's so much more, but I think that's just because the later shows that really would just be a season 2 and 3 kind of thing still felt like the original.
Yeah, Scooby-Doo, as it went on, would go at least above 30 episodes or more. I think Mr. Incorporated is the show that lasted the longest because it actually had a very detailed story arc and came out in modern day.
Yep.
We will be ranking every classic Scooby-Doo episode on this year tier list from top best to bottom worst. So if this is your first tier list ever, I'll explain the rules. I'll be taking each and every episode down here and ranking them up here on this here tier list in their own funny categories. Up top, we have Scooby Snacks. These are S tier, the classics, the 10 out of 10s, the best episodes of the show. Ones I love, ones Wolf loves, if Wolf loves anything. Basically the gold standard of Scooby-Doo. They are all-time classics, and honestly, we might be seeing a lot here in S or A tier. Then underneath that, we have Awesome Adventure. These ones are A, the 8 and 9 out of 10s. They're golden episodes, they're fun watches. Might have a nitpick or two or criticism here and there about them, but I would definitely say they're good episodes. They're good, not great. Then in the middle, we have Middling Kids. Aren't I so clever? Yeah, these are okay. They're average. They're the adequate episodes. The ones I would say are Silver Skulls. They almost were good, but have a few flaws here and there. Not fully good, but also not as bad. They're okay watches. They're middling. Then underneath that, we have Clueless. These ones are your Bronze Skull territory, the weak ones, the lame ducks, honestly kind of forgettable or lackluster episodes. I don't think there's a total garbage episode of this series, but these ones just didn't care for. We might be seeing the worst ones down here because Scooby-Doo is that great a show, but basically a weak episode. But in rock bottom, we have Scrappy Dud. These ones, F. 0 out of 10s, the worst of the worst. They're worse than Scrappy-Doo. They are not watchable, they're not fun. They might be considered the worst episode of the series. They are a dud. And that's pretty much all our rankings. Kept it very simple for you guys because not too many episodes to work with.
Right. And also, a lot of them are just good. I doubt that we're gonna get any duds.
Zoinks. Yep, a pretty short series. Yeah, this show would actually open up the door even wider for a whole bunch of content, as Wolf and I have experienced a majority of it throughout our childhood.
Yeah.
And it's still currently on. Are you gonna watch the Scooby-Doo anime?
There's a Scooby-Doo anime?
It's allegedly coming out in Japan. Netflix is like paying Japan to make a Scooby-Doo anime. I think it's called...
Of course they are.
I think it's called like Go-Go Mystery Machine or something.
I feel like I kind of heard about that like a year ago, maybe. I don't know. I'll try to look into it.
A Night of Frights is No Delights is the greatest episode. Hey, Shadow, glad you made it. That's the Phantom Shadow one, if you didn't remember.
I'm trying to remember the Phantom Shadow.
They haven't rerun that one on Cartoon Network because it's considered too dark.
Really?
Yeah, we'll talk about it. Your memory might remember it.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I just need to
The
unlock...
Phantom Shadows are iconic monsters, but the episode itself...
Yeah.
You don't remember it?
I might be able to remember their look. They're the ones with the like ghostly appearance, sort of black
the
face.
chains.
Yeah,
and
chains.
they have those cackles.
Oh, okay. I thought there was something weird about their cackle.
Yep, a pretty short series. Pretty sure season 2 only had like 8 episodes. Yeah, the first one had 20.
Yep.
Is this the real Wolf? You know, Nigerian scammer. And yeah, this is Wolf. Wolf actually came on here. Wolf wanted to join me on a tier list, but we haven't found the right one. I finally found that one that Wolf was willing to do.
Yeah.
Wolf is also atoning for a mistake.
Yeah, I've also just been on the edge for a lot of the previous tier lists. Like, I could have tiered over, but there was just something that wasn't enough for me.
Yeah, I think the last tier list we had was Power Rangers in Space.
No, it was the regular show Halloween
Oh,
ones.
that's right. I forgot. That was earlier this month.
Yeah, we did that like a week ago or something.
Yeah, but yeah, you showed up for In Space and regular show, but you wouldn't show up for any Batman characters. We did your favorite villain, Killer Croc.
I am aware. I overhear it because, you know, I'm just down the hall.
No, this is the real Wolf. This is my sibling Wolf. He also runs the channel. In case you forgot, there are 2 of us who work on this channel.
Yes, sir. Do not redeem, sir.
Zoinks. I don't expect a lot of low tier, honestly, since most of these are still pretty fun today. Yeah, this show has held up pretty well. I know the animation might be a bit sketchy to some people, but I love it. I think it's still a great cartoon. I watch it all the time. It's rerunning on Cartoon Network nonstop.
Yeah, we're recording like almost every series that they're showing.
And I annoy Wolf for watching reruns.
Yeah.
I think it's still a good show. Overall, I like it. It's as good as G1 Transformers and Ninja Turtles, and I even love the classic G.I. Joe, so I think it holds up pretty well. Yeah, some of the fashion and slang is a bit dated, but I think it makes it more fun.
But nothing is more dated than the malt shop.
Malt shop. Hi everyone, how's everyone doing? AV Scorpio, we're doing well, having fun, enjoying the spooky season while we still can, doing a hit show. I am the expert in Scooby-Doo Where Are You, although I ranked all the villains and not really the episodes. Yeah, Shadow's doing videos on that. He's one of my friends, Wolf. He's been doing it on Patreon because Warner Brothers has a copyright issue with us.
Of course. Is that Shadow Link or a different Shadow?
No, Shadow Ravencroft.
Okay.
Yeah, Shadow Ravencroft. He's a different Shadow.
Okay.
I heard what happened with you were hacked. Yeah, we were, but Wolf managed to seemingly fix it.
At the very least, I've got the YouTube account. That's the important part.
Who started the channel first? That was Wolf. I joined up a lot later.
Yeah.
The show that started it all, and a pretty good one. This gave us the famous intro, Scooby-Dooby-Doo.
Yeah, by the
Where
not
are
Beatles.
you? I heard the castle in the opening is based on a real castle. Ooh, that is interesting.
That makes sense.
I have a nice birthday today. Happy birthday, V Scorpio. Hope you love this tier list. I saved it for this time instead of doing it yesterday. I switched Man, Bat, and the Scooby-Doo episodes around. But let's finally get this tier list on the way. Don't worry, Wolf will finally start. And I think this is actually in order. This is like from production release. Yeah, the first episode is The Night, and the last was The Wax Phantom.
Yeah, it's so weird to see the Creeper so late.
I know, and that was the first episode that had the term meddling kids.
Wow.
Yeah, somebody told me that.
That late?
That late.
Jeez, okay.
Hey, Cat. Hey, Saga. Happy birthday, V Scorpio. You're welcome. Everything good now, you two? Everything seems good. Wolf's getting his computer looked at and is joining me here.
Yep.
Looks like it's in order. Yep, it's pretty much in order, so we can go straight in order unless you want to jump around, Wolf.
Yeah, let's just go from reverse order.
Alright, let's do this. Finally start this tier list with the first ever Scooby-Doo episode. What a night for a night. Wolf, what do you think of this episode? The pilot that started it all.
I was literally talking to you in the car earlier about this episode.
Yeah, I know, but the fans don't know that.
Yeah, I'm aware. I really love this episode. It is one of the ones that I do have a sort of decent memory on.
The Knight used to be one of your favorite monsters.
Oh, yeah. I also really love how they break into the museum using the ladder.
Hey, Shaggy also used his gymnastics because the ladder didn't reach.
Right.
Yeah, I remember Shaggy used to be an athlete.
Whatever athlete he was, it always changes between series.
Okay, so I actually do really like this episode. I might put it onto A tier because I do think it is heavily outclassed by a lot of later episodes, but it does have that classic Scooby-Doo feel. This one unironically tried to be like straight up horror. Like there's like fewer jokes in this one.
Right. Yeah, they really focused on the mystery for it.
Yeah, if you guys don't remember this episode, the gang finds a suit of armor. It was supposed to be taken to a museum. However, the Professor Hyde-White, who was transporting it, mysteriously disappeared. Allegedly, the armor is haunted. They actually deliver it to the museum, and some strange things start happening. Like Scooby-Doo accidentally steals some trinket from the museum. He's like wearing glasses or something he took from a statue. That's right. And they want to return it to avoid getting in trouble, only to actually accidentally stumble upon this mystery. They're locked in the museum. They break in, as Wolf said, and get chased and terrorized by the Knight. The villain dresses up as a knight and scares them away because the museum is secretly doing this illegal operation, or like making copies of the arts, the statues, the trinkets, and portraits.
Right, and they're keeping it in like a hidden room, right?
Yeah, it's like hidden in a sarcophagus. It's like, looks like an exhibit, but it's really an entrance to the secret hideout.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're making like fake bootleg copies and selling the originals to like highest bidders on the black market. And the gang accidentally stumble upon this only to get chased around by the Knight in a hilarious museum setting.
Yep.
A lot of decent jokes in this one. I do remember the Knight almost jumps Velma and Scooby only to accidentally trip himself and fall in like the stockade. And because Velma doesn't have her glasses, she thinks it's Shaggy. Yeah, so the Knight doesn't really talk. He does a lot of shrieking and grunts. All his Christopher Walken lines. Right. What do you like most about the episode, Wolf?
Just all of it. I really do love this one. As a pilot, it's very solid, I think. I also love how they keep showing and emphasizing the eyes moving within the tomb or whatever.
Right. That always scared me as a kid. And that weird tiki-looking sarcophagus, and the eyes are always following them.
Right, and for the most part, you have no idea what it is until the end, where it's revealed to be the museum
professor.
Curator.
He was like bound and gagged in there.
Exactly. And like, yeah, that's such a cool thing to do. Because one, you have to keep showing up, and it's like, you don't know, are they evil? Are they good?
Is it supernatural?
Right.
It's like not even against a wall or anything. It's like actually in the middle of like a room.
Yeah.
Yeah, you like hid him in plain sight. The Black Knight Ghost, not one of my favorites, but I do see the appeal of it. There's like a curse around him, allegedly. Yeah. The suit of armor comes to life, and the spirit of the knight who wore that armor basically terrorizes people whenever a full moon comes out. I like that Shaggy like pulls the shade down to hide the full moon. What are you doing? Like, the moon is full. Don't want it to shine on the armor. And one part I did find ridiculous is when they split up, they somehow lose Shaggy. He like just walks ahead of them while Velma and Scooby look in the hall like, oh no, we lost Shaggy. He's like probably only a few feet down the hall.
Right.
Yeah. Hey, Cat. Hey, Saga. Yeah, everything's good now. Looks like it's in order. What is episode 1 and 3 the only... Or why is episode 1 and 3 the only ones with unique title cards?
The first one makes sense. The episode 3, I do not know.
Yeah, they do look kind of different. I do like that they tried to do original title cards. I assume they were cut for budget reasons.
Oh, probably.
Yeah, they didn't have enough time to do these fine details of the monsters and Scooby in each and every one of them.
Right, especially when in some episodes you do get the detailed zoom in on the monster, like in the Black Knight. I know he has like one or two of them.
Right. There's actually some pretty good animation. Usually when the ghosts have scary moments,
Yeah.
they like suddenly fine detail, and then we're back to the classic goofy animation.
Right.
Today I read chapter 24 of the Nightmare Rooms. Don't forget me. Got 3 pages to go. I hope you like the twist, Saga. So your brother is a brony. Yeah, Wolf used to be. We used to be.
were.
Yeah, we used to be into MLP.
Yeah,
Wolf
I
even
used
reviewed
to-
the show.
Yeah, I used to make videos on it. The channel originally used to be called Wolf vs. Ponies, but that was cringe as fuck.
Yeah, we adapted to Wolf Entertainment when we expanded our material. When we
Yeah.
started doing other stuff, I started adding the Haunting Hour. Wolf wanted to do other things.
Right. I did some anime,
Yeah.
trying to do more of that. If it takes an entire core, it's just gonna be a while.
Are you ever gonna do anime, Wolf? Shut up, Pyron. Get to it. Actually, these are in order of episode production, not the number of the airing. That's fine. That works for us. What a Night for Night is 5 stars just because it started a $1 billion franchise.
Yeah, it really did.
It did. Shaggy, lucky for you, I'm a dog lover. That's a dog napper episode.
Right.
A tier is fair. It's still a fun start to the series and a start to Legacy. Okay, Wolf, where do you want to put this?
I want to put. Everyone says A. I want to say S.
Okay, I'll do it. I'll put him onto S
Yeah,
tier.
it's just so.
What
good.
a Night for Night going on to S tier. It's the iconic pilot, and
Yep.
I do love the chase at the end where they're in the vehicle section and Scooby accidentally knocks on the airplane.
Yep.
They defeat the Knight by crashing a plane into
Yeah.
him. Yeah, who was the Knight? It was Old Man Wickles, the museum curator. He was behind the operations, and we get a beautiful start to a great series.
Yep.
Yeah, this one, I do like it. It's one of my favorites. I won't deny, I'll put it on to S tier for sure.
Heck yeah.
Alright, so next is, the next one that came in production, Hassle in the Castle. Remember this one, Wolf? It's where they get marooned on a castle island, and it's haunted by the bedsheet ghost, the ghost of Vasquez Island, and I really like this one. It is creepy, but also kind of hilarious. There's a lot of good dark comedy and random ass jokes in this.
Right.
Like somehow, like I love when Scooby's like looking around and the ghost has like a picture, and when he opens it up, the ghost is there, and he like looks back and it's gone. It is a really trippy episode. This is because the ghost is actually a magician using magic tricks and illusions, and you never find that out until the end of the episode
When he explains it, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. You go.
What a poor magician, because the thing about being a magician is you're never supposed to reveal the secrets.
Right. He showed how he could walk through walls, but that was it.
Well, that's just like a projection.
I like the Black Knight, and I love that the Black Knight was the first boss in Night of 100 Frights. That's a Scooby-Doo video game.
That makes sense.
Hey, Kat, I made it what I missed. Not too much, Chris. We only did the first episode so far. We're on Hassle in the Castle now. The Night one made it up to S tier because Wolf actually convinced me it was that great.
Yeah.
Hey, Kat, nice tier list to look at before I go to Six Flags Fright Fest. Hey, Ira, glad you can make it.
Hope you pee your pants.
Made a post for Zordoween Artathon month. Today was the Dino Fury Megazord. Congrats, Saga. My dad grew up with this show. I think our mom and dad were like way too young when this show was on.
Right.
Didn't this have the scene where Velma used a handkerchief to keep Scooby-Doo quiet because of his chattering teeth? Yeah, that happened in the Night episode.
Yeah, she like tied it around his muzzle. Because they're like hiding the plants or something.
Shaggy walks fast with those long legs. Y'all, he is good at running.
He takes really big strides when it comes to the animation. Like, they really flop up to like 90 degrees.
According to the wiki, the Phantom of Vasquez Castle is called the Phantom. That's really all he's called, the Phantom. He's like a generic ghost.
A lot of these are just generic names, I think.
Yeah, they started out with a few generic monsters in this season. As it went on, they like adapted, and we got a lot more creative monsters, and some were borderline supervillains. Okay, so Hassle in the Castle is a fun one. The gang gets lost in this castle. A lot of weird and creepy stuff. It is like a full-blown haunted house. Everything is weird. A lot of ghost shenanigans happen, and it's really magic, which explains it all away. Like, the guy's, like, toying with them, trying to scare them away because the ghost is after a treasure allegedly hidden on this island. And yeah, it's basically the gang going around this castle being scared and trying to solve what's going on here.
Right.
It's a pretty fun episode. The magic aspect and all the hijinks are what make it super fun and watchable. I do think the ghost is pretty underrated, has a really creepy voice, and For the longest time, he's the first who seems supernatural. He's like walking through walls, appearing at random places. At one point, like, comes out of like a flower pot. There's like a talking skull that talks to them.
God.
It is a trippy episode, but I love it. Wolf, where do you want to put this episode, if you can remember it?
I know we've watched this like at least twice here.
You don't remember it all that much.
I'm not really.
Remember Scooby-Doo disguised himself as a human like John Wayne?
I do remember that, yes.
Wayne?
My brain also tells me they like used the cannonball as part of the trap. But that might be another episode.
That was like one of the Rube Goldberg devices Fred made.
Right.
Leave Haunted Isle and never return. The Phantom has spoken.
Yeah.
That guy had a really crazy laugh.
Oh yeah, definitely. It also during that has a good shot of where it's like all of them bottom like right corner looking up at him.
Right.
Or whatever. And like they're in shadow, he's light.
Believe it or not, Wolf, I think there was like a deleted scene. I remember the VHS tape I had of this had the scene, and the TV version removes it, where they're looking through the castle, and at one point, the gang looks inside what's obviously a torture cellar. There's like a rack and a lot of torture devices and a skull on a chair at one point, and some versions remove this scene entirely. I remember it clearly as day on the VHS version, and I believe Watch Cartoon had it, but on the TV version, they kind of edited it out. They skip to Scooby-Doo has to go into this room to check it out, and they're like, Scooby's being a coward.
Right.
Yeah, they kind of like cut this scene out in some versions because it was like rated too dark.
I assume because of the torture devices being shown.
Yeah.
Was there anything important in there, or was it just like them going through it and checking it?
It was like them checking it. I believe they were hinting that through here we would see some of his magic stuff. It's like the room that's hiding the magic stuff on the other side. It's like, yeah, it's like a smoke screen to hide it. Hassel in the Castle is a personal favorite. The actor playing the Phantom is just having the time of his life.
Yeah.
He is... Yeah, that's that really crazy laugh. Not as good as the Space Kooks laugh, but pretty haunting. I gave Bluestone the Great 3 out of 5 stars. I love magic and illusions. Me too. Zatanna's one of my favorite waifus. But yeah, magic is cool.
Yeah.
I saw a YouTube poop where it was in the beginning. What a nervous night to be fucking Scooby-Doo. Also, hey Wolf, hope you got that hacking stuff under control. Sorry that happened.
Yeah. Thankfully, the YouTube account seemed fine, so that's what's most important.
Yeah, we fixed that. We're streaming right now, so yeah.
After all, yeah.
I grew up with Scooby-Doo and the Ghoul School, along with the 2 live-action Scooby-Doo movies. Yeah, the James Gunn movies.
Yep.
And even had a children's book based on Zombie Island. Yeah, we had children's books based on some of the episodes, too.
I assume of the episodes. I didn't know they did Zombie Island, though.
Yeah, me too. I thought Scooby-Doo was out the door when they made that movie.
Yeah.
Hassel in the Castle was actually the 3rd to air, but was the 2nd in production, by the way. Yeah, I figured. That's why it's 2nd.
Yeah. And that would also explain why it has the normal thumbnail like everyone else, but the previous one, The Knight and Captain Cuddle, have their own special
own abstract title cards, yeah.
So it might have been here's where they started the cheapening.
They never found the treasure in the end. Yeah, they don't. Like, Scooby believe he found it, but no, he, like, found a groundhog.
Yep.
If these were real supernatural monsters... sorry, more comments, game. My bad. Yeah. If these were real supernatural monsters, Scooby would be able to sense them as dogs have a sixth sense to find the supernatural.
Yep.
Yeah, and some horror stuff. I warned you to leave, now you must pay. I'll pay. How about 3 bids? Not that kind of pay. I heard of a girl who hated stage magic because she thinks it's fake magic and because magic is real. A lot of people hate magic for that reason. We still didn't find the treasure. Wolf, there will be a test after this.
Oh, good.
And yes, I didn't mind Scrappy-Doo. Pull out of the power sword, fight me. Yeah, a lot of people like Scrappy. I liked him in the movies, not in the shows.
Yeah, Kat and I suffered through that show.
I think the new Scooby and Scrappy-Doo show is pretty good. They actually got the right voice actor for him. In the early season, it was a completely different guy. And his voice is, like, very irritating.
Right.
Hey, that's my Uncle Scooby.
It really came from the streets of Boston.
Oh, hey, Akira, you made it. Yeah, Wolf's finally here, Akira. Yep. Hey, guys. Hey, Glitchy Yoshi. I saw an exposed video of the intro, and the guy went in the beginning. Did they just skeet on me? Also, Hassel in the Castle feels like an awesome episode of magic. Like, make Bad Hair Day give Bad Hair Day a run for its money. Also, watch a lost and remove YouTube AMV called Me. I made a Google slide showing every single Scooby-Doo monster from all the shows, movies, books, and games. Wow, that is a lot, Cody.
That is dedication.
Would it be fun if Vivzy Pop made some fan art of Blitzo or the gang as the Scooby Gang?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I think her character design is too different for it.
Very drastically different. Would it... Oh, read that one. I hear Scrappy is in Velma Season 2. Yep, he's the hero. He killed Mindy Kaling's Velma.
Yep, that's how that season ends.
Velma actually helped Scrappy become popular again. Yeah, because he killed her.
Right.
Like Molly McGee hates magicians. Never watched that show.
Nope.
Okay, so where do you want to rank Castle in the Castle?
I can see it as either an A or an S.
I'll put it onto A. I like it. I really do. I just kind of wish the ghost was a little more creative. It's just kind of a generic bedsheet ghost. And the ghost gets beaten when Scooby-Doo accidentally falls on him, knocking him out.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll put it on to A tier. It is an awesome adventure. Alright, so now we get to Captain Cutler. Another classic monster, but what of the episode, Wolf? Remember this one? The gang go to a beach.
Because this has the underwater diving part.
Yeah, Scooby-Doo and the gang go on their first sea adventure. They go underwater like a graveyard of ships. The beach is haunted by the ghost of Captain Cutler. You can see him in the title card here. This glow-in-the-dark deep diver who looks like the Thing from the poster. Captain Cutler is haunting the beach for mysterious reasons, and a lot of boats have mysteriously disappeared around here, forcing the Scooby Gang to look into it, meeting a lot of wacky characters, and getting into some underwater sea shenanigans. And I do like this one too. I think it's pretty fun. It's kind of weird the big twist is who Captain Cutler was. It's Captain Cutler. He faked his death and pretended to be his own ghost. They kind of cheat because the monster is a guy we never met.
Yeah.
But the episode itself, I do find it very fun, enjoyable. The Scooby Gang going in underwater, being chased around there, and I do think Captain Cutler's ghost is a very unique monster.
Oh,
he
definitely.
Feels like an actual creative ghost. I love that eerie moan he does under the water.
Yep.
You hear the echolocation from the reverb underwater.
Right.
That is like so creative. And yeah, the gang get their deep diver gear in this one and go into a chase scene underwater and wrecked ships. That is fun. That is insanely fun. And a lot of funny jokes. Wolf, you might remember, this was before Don Messick perfected his Scooby voice, and they gave Scooby a different kind of laugh. He had that weird Gremlins laugh. Remember, then we hoist him high as a Christmas goose. Yeah, Scooby laughs like that.
Right, I remember.
Sounds like a gremlin or something.
Yeah, my brain was thinking of a completely different laugh. I was thinking of the, evil racist dog.
I love when Scooby-Doo also magically drinks all their malt shakes at the malt shop with his, straw. He,
the 5 broken straw.
Right, and he uses one straw to suck in all the gang's malts. How did Scooby do that? I guess that's another mystery. that laugh is just so weird. Being your own ghost is kind of stupid. Well, I'm not the captain, okay?
It's stupid, but it's also kind of creative and smart, because,
they throw you for a curveball of who could be. We only meet, a few suspects in this one. We meet Cutler's quote-unquote widowed wife, who's angsting for him, and Ebenezer Shark. He looks more like a barracuda. Yeah, he's like Captain Cutler's former fisherman partner. We only meet a few people in this one. Where Are You? Episodes are hard to choose. They are, because there's so many good ones. Remember, it's Blitzo as Fred, Blitzo as Fred, Charlie Morningstar as Daphne, Millie as Velma, Angel Dust as Shaggy, and Husk as Scooby-Doo.
Interesting choices.
I think Nifty would be much better as Velma.
Yeah.
Dive. Also, there's a seal character called Scooby. Yeah, he appeared in Mystery Incorporated. What if there was an alternate versions of every episode where the monsters win and the villains get away with their plans just to see what happens? That would be interesting.
I mean, a lot of them would just get rich and leave.
They get their money and flee the country successfully.
Right? That's all most of them were.
Yeah.
It was always just stealing money because, it's the Great Depression, as the theory goes.
Captain Cutler's costume was kind of cool.
Oh, definitely.
Oh, yeah, I liked it. He covered himself in, glow-in-the-dark seaweed. That's how he got the ghostly green glow. And Scooby-Doo actually finds a clue in this episode, showing that the dog was a good detective. During the chase scene, Scooby accidentally crashes into a ship, and it conceals all these oxygen tanks.
Right.
We find out the ghost is fake. He's using this oxygen to stay alive, obviously. Yep. Yeah, Scooby-Doo would not become a better detective in the later shows. There is a graveyard of ships in Michigan. It's between Munising and Whitefish Point. The stretch was known as Shipwreck Coast. Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of ship graveyards in places.
Also, Wolf, have you heard of Jujutsu Kaisen? Since Megumi have a wolf summon white and black, and they use wolf symbolism with Yuji Itadori as the wolf.
Oh, cool. I know of Jujutsu Kaisen because most of my friends watched it, and then I watched Jujutsu Kaisen 0 with them. Great movie, I do recommend.
The Graveyard of Ships reminds me of Wario's Shipyard from Mario Kart. I haven't played that level in a while.
Yeah.
Hassle in the Castle feels like it wants to be the Headless Ghost, or no, what the Headless Ghost should have been. Kind of. Headless Ghost did have some points of its own. Also, how can it happen in real life? Okay, so Captain Cutler's not really a ghost. He actually has his scuba gear underwater. We find out they're taking the ships because they have a secret lair hidden in the rocks. They use a mini sub to drag these ships, making it look like they're ghost ships that are haunted. Captain Cutler and his wife are actually stealing private yachts and taking them to their lair to repaint them in different colors and sell them to someone else. Basically stealing someone's property and pretending it's something else to sell illegally.
Huh.
And yeah, that was Captain Cutler's whole plot. I did like the climax of this episode where they find the lair, they set up a trap, and of course it goes wrong, and Captain Cutler's staring in there in complete disbelief as to what's happening. Yeah, they're spraying a hose, they activate a fire alarm, and they fall in, Scooby falls in a boat and it's going around, and Captain Cutler's just standing there super confused, and they don't even trap him. Scooby accidentally launches the boat up in the air and crashes it onto him.
Yeah, that happens a lot with the traps where they just don't work properly.
Yeah, I think... No, this first one, Hassle in the Castle, started it, where the traps go wrong. That was a running gag all throughout the original series and a few of the sequel shows. Speaking of on Zombie Island, I had Children Pokemon book with pictures from an episode of the Pokemon anime. I think it was from the Indigo League or Johto League.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we had a lot of Pokemon stuff growing up.
Yeah, I'm trying to collect the games again.
We should bring back malt shops. We should.
Yeah, we really should.
Yeah, malt shops are great, but unfortunately you have to go to either Baskin-Robbins or Starbucks to get that feel.
Or the old diners that are still around.
Hope those stay. And it has all the ghosts from ghost-type Pokemon from Gen 1.
Nice, which I don't think there's a whole lot of, but nice.
Yeah, Captain Cutler was in Scooby-Doo 2 Monsters Unleashed. He's one of the monster suits brought alive in that movie. Because Captain Cutler is recognizable, he's a classic.
Yeah.
I gave Captain Cutler himself 2 stars. I thought the villain was pretty cool.
Yeah.
He was pretty fun.
I also like the bits of seaweed around him to help add the, drownedness to him.
Yeah, we believe he died drowning. Now I remember not only I had a book on Scooby-Doo Zombie Island, but also old Pokemon book, A Night of the Haunted Tower. Yeah, that was an actual episode from the first anime.
Yeah, that's
where
one.
Ash gets Haunter, yeah.
Yeah.
Even Velma dressed as Captain Cutler in the Scooby-Doo Halloween special with Coco Diablo. Too bad the rest of the episode title cards didn't have none, like what you would see on Danny Phantom. Yeah. Headless Ghost? You mean the Headless Spectre? No, he was talking about the Goosebumps one. Okay, Wolf, where do you want to rank this episode?
People are going to get tired of this pretty quickly, but A.
Really? A tier?
A or S, yeah. It's pretty good.
Captain Cutler is iconic. I do like this one more than Hassle in the Castle. So, yeah, I'll put him onto A tier. A Clue for Scooby-Doo is an awesome adventure. Highly recommend it. The gang's first ocean case. And Captain Cutler is a iconic villain from this show. He's even in the theme song. Yeah, it's awesome. I think it's great. Could use some improvements, and that Scooby laugh is still weird. But yeah, it's a great episode. It's going on to awesome adventure. So next, Wolf, is the first polarizing one. Miner 49er. Mind your own business. The shipyard feels like what Ghost Beach should have been. Absolutely. I was able to find some footage of the Scooby-Doo Courage the Cowardly Dog crossover episode. I have it uploaded on my channel. Better make sure you don't get copyright, Wild Wolf.
Yeah.
Why didn't Captain Cutler say a word? Well, he was like pretending he was a dead man, and ghosts don't normally talk. I guess he didn't want to be identifiable.
Right.
Plus, he was like underwater wearing a deep diver's helmet. Can't exactly talk coherently through that.
Right.
What's a Pokemon? It makes Digimon look dated. Shadow Wolf is living under a rock. Yeah, maybe Ash was an astral projection. Also, Hasbro canceled the Power Rangers Ninja Kids parody. Yeah, because they used AI.
Oh, good.
The picture in Pokemon or Night of... Oh, sorry, you wanted to finish, Wolf?
No.
Okay, more Pokemon talk. Like, Captain Cutler's third place for me. Oh, you liked him that much, Akira. Did they, Akira? I heard they did, but I thought it was a rumor. I mean, Kadabra versus Haunter. Oh, yeah, the psychic one with the creepy lady.
Oh, Sabrina.
Yeah.
Yeah, who traps people in dolls.
And she has that evil possessed doll corrupting her. That was a trippy story arc.
Yeah, apparently in the manga, she was originally part of Team Rocket.
Right. Miner 49er hardly did anything in Mind Your Own Business. Yeah, the ghost is kind of off screen for half of this. The gang go to a town in the Old West. They're like lost, and they rest at this ranch hotel. The town is an old western village. It used to have miners all around, but people were scared off. There's a ghost miner who oddly looks like a normal dude.
Yeah.
That was always my problem with him. The Miner 49er doesn't even look like a ghost. The movie definitely improved this aspect.
Really?
Yeah. If you saw Scooby-Doo 2 Monsters Unleashed, the Miner 49er has like a ghostly green glow in the movie.
Okay.
And he was played by Jimmy Jeffries from Haunting Hours Catching Cold, the guy stuck in the ice cream truck.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he was in that. Okay, so the gang pretty much get lost. The Miner 49er is here, and for the longest time, they're just exploring this western town, and then eventually the mines. While the Miner 49er appears kind of sporadically, gives them a few scares, and has, he does have an interesting backstory. He has like that ghostly howl. Has this weird screech across the mines. They don't really delve too much into the Miner 49er. We don't know if he was like an actual living guy or anything, and there's a lot of goofy antics in this episode. It is primarily focused on the gang screwing around this town, and a lot of funny stuff happens to them.
Okay.
There's also only a few suspects. The hotel is run by these two guys. There's old Hank and this buff Jack-looking dude. He used to run he used to run like a farm or something. He's like the hotel manager. He's built like the miner to trick you into thinking it's him, but no, it was really Hank. Hank wore stilts to look taller or something. Hank's like this old guy. He dressed in like this weird miner clothes. It turns out the mine has oil in it, and that's what the miner was secretly getting. He was scaring people away because he wanted to steal it all for himself, and the gang inadvertently crossed paths with him, trying to turn the tables on him and use his ghost stuff against him. Do you remember a lot of this episode, Wolf?
Really. I can picture him, like, moving a mine cart, and that's about it.
I remember the climax, mostly, where they trick the miner into believing the mine is actually haunted, and we pretend there's, like, a train coming his way. Shaggy's, like, doing his voice effects.
Oh, yes.
Like, it's coming, and Scooby's, like, riding a scooter with a big spotlight.
Right, yes.
Like, that Scooby actually rams the miner off over a cliff.
I forgot Shaggy could throw his voice in that one.
Yeah, Shaggy is actually a gifted ventriloquist and voice actor in this show. I kind of wish they bring this back because it's so funny. Miner 49er was just a guy with a scruffy beard. He hid his eyes under a hat, too.
But he's just like an old guy, really.
I see Daphne Blake as a fairy-type gym leader. Like, Miner 49er is cool, but the villain's allergic to cats. He was? I didn't know that. I watched someone that they said he could help ninja kids with their making their AI better. It's not gonna happen now.
Oh, make the AI better. That's not the problem. The problem is using AI at all.
He's more like Grandpa dressed as Stinky Pete from Toy Story 2.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's basically, he wears like a heavy jacket,
Right.
like ruffled up clothes, has that big old man beard to hide his face.
Yeah.
That's pretty much is his mask. He covers his eyes and has that huge scruffy beard.
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't think it's the worst thing ever, but it is not one of the highest ranking episodes.
Right.
Wolf, where do you want to rank the minor? I was thinking like B or maybe even C tier.
I thought you would go for B with that description.
Yeah, it has funny moments. I love, of course, Scooby and Shaggy screwing around is always funny, and the climax is hilarious. And just run him over the mine. They like ram into him, and Scooby rips off his stilts as he falls. Yeah, there's funny moments here. It is watchable, but it's not one of the must-watch episodes.
We can do B, I think.
Okay. Mind Your Own Business is going on our first Middling Kids. Yeah, it's a fine episode. Worth like a watch. Maybe if I'm bored, but it's not one of the absolutely all-time classics. I know, blasphemy to the minor 49er fans, but it's an alright episode in our book. Oh boy, speaking of letdowns, next is the Dog Napper episode, Wolf. People label this as one of the worst episodes of the series.
Really?
Yeah, well, one, there's a lot of racism towards Indians.
Good.
And two, they do not bother hiding that the monster is a criminal in a suit. They kind of give it away early. Decoy for a Dog Napper, if you're wondering, is the first Witch Doctor episode. There's a witch doctor who is abducting prize dogs. You remembering it, Wolf?
I'm trying to.
Abducts prize dogs. There's actually like a real criminal operation as the villain threat. People's prize dogs are being abducted. The villain is this guy wearing this Indian witch doctor outfit, taking them to a temple that is just over on the other side of the city. There's like this old-fashioned Native American village. He is holding the dogs hostage, basically, and the gang look into it using Scooby as a decoy dog. Scooby looks like a prize Great Dane. He pretends to be the rich person's dog, however Scooby-Doo's abducted, where the gang launches a rescue mission to find Scooby-Doo, inadvertently getting involved on this crazy-ass Native American village, and this basically kind of gives away that it's a normal guy in a suit because they show us he has like henchmen and they're talking to him. He's like not putting on a fake character voice yet. He's talking about, this isn't the prize Great Dane, it's a lowly mutt. And he orders his henchmen to kill Scooby. Scooby is like actually pushed on that train track, almost killed. And this also has our other ghost. Oh no, it's Geronimo! And there's like a hologram astral projection of Geronimo, like a Native American, throwing tomahawks and arrows at the gang. I'm not sure who's like throwing these weapons at them, but yeah, he's like a projection or something to look like a ghost. And Shaggy develops a crippling fear of Indians.
This isn't the episode where he keeps bringing up Custer, is it?
I don't think so.
Because I know there's a later episode where he does it like 3 times, and it's just... It's so bizarre.
It is. It really is. Yeah, Shaggy develops a fear of Native Americans, and every time he sees like a Native American or a headdress or something, he says, "It's Geronimo!" Because the ghost scarred him for life.
Yeah.
More better minor than Transformers 1 with the constant miners from Darkwing. Wolf still hasn't seen Transformers 1. Trying to get him to.
What, that laugh riot of a film?
It wasn't. It got serious. Minor 49er looked like he was just some guy, not even a ghost. Exactly. Minor 49er should have been made it look like he had ghost powers if he was supposed to be a ghost. He had like a ghostly howl, but that was about it.
I think if they gave him like ripped clothing or something, that could have helped.
Right. If they gave him kind of like a tattered look.
Exactly.
Maybe a glow like the Monsters Unleashed movie did. It'd make him actually look like a ghost. Right. Miners usually hunt gold, not oil. Oil is black gold. That's what they said.
Yep.
They did, and Jeff Dunham guest starred in an episode. Jeff Dunham was in Scooby-Doo. AI isn't all bad, you just have to be specific and diligent. Well, AI cannot replace real people on some jobs.
Yeah, that's the real big thing. It's using it in lieu of hiring someone is the big problem. Now, artists using AI and then adapting from it, like making it look better or natural, that's fine because that's using AI as a tool, not as a replacement.
This episode sucks. Like, What's New did it better. Yeah, What's New did the dog napping a bit better with the cat creature one,
Right.
and your favorite character is a Secret Six.
Yeah.
Also, Dr. Faciliator from Princess and the Frog is a better witch doctor. Oh, yeah, because he's Keith David. So, they basically explore this Native American village, and then the bad guy decides to put on his fake ghost persona. You must leave this place or be cursed forever. And basically, they find the dogs are in cages held here. They're being held hostage and for ransom because the witch doctor is actually competing in a dog competition, and he wanted to remove the rivals.
Incredible.
That's what all this was for. He wanted to win a dog contest. He kidnapped them, and the meddling kids actually defeat him. He has like the most embarrassing villain defeat in this entire show. They free the dogs, and the dogs chase him until he runs away and hides like in a tree. Yeah, the witch doctor runs away from these angry dogs and is like hung up on like a tree or a shelf or something, and they pull the mask off of him.
Incredible.
Yeah, this was also he could win a dog competition. So I will say there are some funny moments in this. Namely, Scooby-Doo has to pretend to be like a Great Dane, a prize-winning dog, and
Right.
there's a lot of funny antics. Shaggy and Scooby go undercover in this episode. Lucky for you, I'm a dog lover. And that redhead dog actually has the hots for Scooby, then attacks Shaggy when Scooby forces him to walk away. Didn't it have a funny moment? Yeah, the female dog falls for Scooby-Doo, but when he ignored her, she tried to throw trash at him, and Shaggy saved him. Yeah, Shaggy, like, catches all the garbage she throws at them in his hat. Yuck. Yes, indeed. So I prefer 101 Dalmatians better.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of better stuff. Where do you draw the line at accurate representation to overt stereotypes? That does kind of depend. I do not think having something of that race or ethnicity makes it an automatic stereotype.
Right.
But here, Shaggy is like crying that there's Native Americans, and the ghost Indian is like literally throwing arrows and tomahawks at them. And yeah, this has the infamous Geronimo going,
Yeah.
yeah, he does the war cry thing.
Well, that makes sense.
But the problem is, like, Shaggy like acts like it's a ghost every time he sees a Native American thing. Great jokes on the Treehouse of Horror rankings. Oh, thank you, Chris. Great job on the Treehouse of Horror rankings. Thank you, Chris. Yeah, exactly, Wolf. About AI?
Yeah.
Dogs should not be kidnapped. They should be treated with respect. Exactly, but that's what makes him a villain. What next? He wants to win a cat contest and kidnapping all the cats, including me. I want a head. Or is that a wrong Scooby-Doo category? Sorry, not on this one. Okay, so, Wolf, where do you want to put Decoy for a dog napper?
I really don't remember this one.
It's one I do not watch very often. Now, it's not the worst thing ever. Right. It is watchable. It's just kind of a lame episode. The villain doesn't even become prominent until halfway through, and they reveal his scheme right away. He's abducting dogs. He wanted to, like, win the dog contest in the end. This one I'm going to put on Clueless.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's, like, one of the weakest episodes of the show, and it's one I kind of skip because it's not that entertaining. The best part is Scooby-Doo and Shaggy's banter and undercover antics, but that's really about it. It is a weak episode. Going on Clueless. Alright, next is What the Hex is Going On? Imagine Shaggy in the anime Monster Girls. That kind of was Kimahoto. Like how is a Native American, Indian witch doctor, and dog have in common? Exactly, nothing. Okay, like I see Scrappy Dud. Yeah, that's a rock bottom. Okay, this is What the Hex is Going On, where the Scooby Gang goes to the castle in the intro. They're like visiting Daphne's rich friend, and her family is being haunted by the ghost of Elias Kingston. Elias is this ghostly warlock who is threatening to kill the family unless they give him their family fortune. And he'll kill them by rapidly aging them to death. Her, like, uncle is, like, cursed and hexed by this warlock ghost. Elias casts casts a hex on her caring uncle, and the uncle suddenly goes from a middle-aged man to an elderly old guy. He's like suddenly 1,000 years old. He's dying. He's put a curse on me. And the Scooby Gang have to find out what's going on here. They live right next door to a creepy abandoned castle. This was Elias Kingston's family home, and yeah, a lot of haunted house antics, but it's kind of also given away earlier that this guy does have mortal limits. He has a guard dog in the house. He can't physically go through things. And the gang, like, uncover an attack from him where he used a lot of illusions and smoke screens. They find, like, he has a makeup kit hidden in the back. Like, do you remember this one, Wolf?
I feel like I remember the aging man.
Yeah, so Elias Kingston, if you don't remember, is kind of this weird blue man. He has, like, blue skin and wears, like, a warlock's, like, leather clothes. Like, I will age you to 1,000 years. He talks kind of like this sophisticated British guy. He was never one of my favorite monsters, but the episode itself is also another one I consider kind of fine. Basically, they run around like this haunted mansion. This one does have where they go to the Swami. They go to like a fortune teller, and Scooby-Doo's like mistaken as like the Swami at one point by an old lady. Like, can I have my palm red? And Scooby like paints her palm red. Yeah. It has funny jokes. That's what makes it very entertaining. The Scooby Gang find out exactly what it is. The ghost is a fake. It's all smoke screens, illusions. He's casting projections, has like a bunch of practical effects and makeup in the back room, and they turn the tables on him. This is like the first episode where their trap actually succeeds. They scare the ghost and troll him. They like cast a giant kaiju Scooby on him. They play a fake effects. We see that the uncle quote unquote died. He like left a skeleton dressed in the uncle's clothes. He kidnapped the niece at one point. The Daphne's rich friend gets abducted. It has that scene where she's like bound and gagged behind a bookshelf, and that opens up.
Yeah.
Yeah, from the intro. And who was the ghost? It was actually her uncle the whole time. He wanted to scam his own family out of their wealth, using the ghost of Elias Kingston because they were quote-unquote like old family rivals or something.
Okay.
Yeah. This one, honestly, I might put onto middling kids. It's one I thought was fine. Wolf, what do you think?
It sounds like a B or a middling kids.
Really? You don't remember that much?
Not really.
Okay. I'm going to put it on middling kids. It is better than the Minor 49er one, so I'll put it above that. But yeah, this one is an okay episode. I liked it, but I didn't really full-blown love it. Like, even the ghost of Elias Kingston returned in Be Cool, Scooby-Doo, and that episode had Daphne Blake's puppet obsession.
Incredible.
The Kingston Manor is iconic. Yeah, the setting is. It's a creepy haunted castle / mansion. A lot of secret passages, a lot of cobwebs.
Yeah, can't really go wrong with that.
Okay, what the hex is going on? The Hex Girls are all the rage these days, that's what. Yeah, I love the Hex Girls. Like I'm blue, da-bub-dee.
Dabba-dee-dabba-die, dabba-dee-dabba-die, dabba-dee-dabba-die.
I forgot I remember watching some episodes of A Pup Named Scooby-Doo on YouTube, along with some old Scooby-Doo toys. I had 2 of them. That came in a canister of purple slime. Yep, like evil uncle trope before Scar. Evil uncle and aunts have kind of been a thing in a lot of stuff. Yeah, what the hex is going on? It's fine. Alright, next is the other most hated episode, Wolf. Never Ape an Ape Man. Remember this one, Wolf? The Scooby Gang go to their first movie set because Daphne's uncle, like, invited them to be extras on the film. They're filming a killer ape-man horror movie, but there's a real ape on the loose terrorizing the film.
They really love using just real apes.
Right?
It comes up every now and again.
Scooby-Doo has, like, this real fetish for having apes and gorillas appear in the suit.
Yeah.
This is, like, their first one, and what people don't like about this episode is it is painfully obvious who it is. And at one point, Scooby and Shaggy actually accidentally bump into the monster without the mask on and snap a picture of who it is.
That's
building up to who it can be. And, like, you literally can guess who it is by the silhouette you see.
Right.
Carl, the stuntman. Yeah, Carl, the stuntman. He was the stuntman for the ape, but faked his own kidnapping, then showed up pretending to be a real ape. He's literally wearing the same suit all throughout this episode.
Incredible.
Yeah, it was like so cheap. They saved on animation because we never see Carl outside of his gorilla suit. He wears it, but without the mask when he's talking normally. Then when he's the monster, he just has to put the mask on, and boom, he's an ape. It turns out Carl wanted a bigger role on the film. He wanted to be like the voice of the ape man, but he was not given his promotion, so he tried to sabotage the film out of petty jealousy.
Classic.
Yeah, an actor wanted more attention. He's a real Pedro Pascal. Yeah, Carl the stuntman can act circles around Pedro, and basically they get into wacky antics around the movie set. This has Fred falling in the trap door behind him, and a lot of the murder mystery stuff going on. I do like the antics. It is funny. Like, the ape man has a synthetic mask of Scooby-Doo and trolls him in a mirror.
That's right.
I never disliked this episode. Oh, really, Blue Thunder. I heard a lot of people do not like it because, well, it's kind of obvious who it is. That was like the big problem. We don't meet a lot of suspects. There's Daphne's uncle, the actress, and Carl the stuntman. There's nobody else on this film. They should have had like a red herring or something. And yeah, they kind of build up to who it is. Shaggy and Scooby find him before he got his mask on, and you can tell it's Carl because Carl is bald, and you see the back of his head without his the ape man without his mask. And Shaggy snaps a pic of him. We never see him even unmasked. He shows the photo of who it is, and what a shock! It was Carl, because he's also a black bald guy too. Like, the ape man is just a pointless scene, and also Shaggy's grandma used the ape man costume in Be Cool Scooby-Doo. Oh, she did.
Oh, interesting.
Feels like King Kong's angry actor. I think that's what they were kind of going for. Kind of a smaller King Kong.
Yeah.
Also, it's just lame that they make 100 men versus one gorilla. So, yeah, the monster is a gorilla, quote-unquote an ape man. He's supposed to be like part human, part ape, but
it's just an ape.
It's just an ape. Donkey Kong is smarter and stronger than the ape man. Like, it's just meh for me. Yeah, me too. Honestly, I find this one meh. It's not... Honestly, I don't think it's the worst episode ever, and especially compared to everything else, like, is this really the worst episode of the series? Yeah, it is kind of lousy, but not one of the god-awful things I've ever seen. I do rewatch it from time to time. And even trying the Scooby-Doo, Scooby Snack Bone Crackers by Kellogg's, Scooby Fruit Snacks, I used to have those by Betty Crocker. I gave the Ape Man 1 star, you would, Shadow. Like, bald, my eyes. I've seen some What's New Scooby-Doo on TV. Yeah, Cartoon Network's rerunning it. When I go to the doctor with one episode, I remember the one with the penguin, and the episode of Mystery Incorporated series with the Chimera and Bearman. Oh yeah, the Bearman that talked like Christopher Walken. Okay, so where do you want to put the Ape Man,
I
Wolf?
could put it on C with you.
Really? Okay. Yeah, I will put it above the Dog Napper one, because I rewatch this one more often. It's going on to Clueless. Yeah, believe it or not, the worst episode of the series, yeah, it's kind of weak, but not the worst thing ever. Going on to C tier, it is Clueless. Alright, next, Wolf, is Foul Play in Funland with Charlie the Robot.
Oh, this one, okay.
Yep, the first time ever in the franchise, the Scooby Gang go to a haunted amusement park and get terrorized by a killer robot. Now, this one actually has a very interesting idea because they do try to fool you into believing the robot is a normal guy at first, but as it goes on, he does a lot of these supernatural things, and it becomes clear he is not a human dude. Charlie the Robot is an iconic face for this franchise. He is considered one of the greatest monsters, technically antagonists of Scooby-Doo. He appears in a lot of stuff. He's practically a mascot for the ghosts, and this episode is pretty much a ton of fun, a lot of crazy antics at the carnival, the gang getting into wacky antics again, and the robot doing these crazy-ass things. He-Man, robot. Also, Charlie the Robot, where they predicted AI. Yeah, the robot was built to run the carnival.
Exactly.
Oh, the sound was off at one point? Hello?
Looks like it's going.
Okay. Yeah, he said the sound was off. Also,
Weird.
Charlie the Robot. I love Charlie's jump scare. Yeah, he is pretty cool. He has those really creepy glow-in-the-dark eyes. Charlie does not talk, which kind of hides the mystery of who he is, what he is, and what's he doing. It turns out Charlie was meant to take care of Funland. However, he kind of short-circuited and ran amok. There's this elderly couple, a brother and sister, I believe, who run the Funland. Yeah, I was surprised they weren't husband and wife either. But yeah, the brother created the robot to be an AI worker at this amusement park. However, something went wrong and he's been trying to get Charlie back under control. It turns out it was his sister sabotaging Charlie because children need human interaction. We need humans running things and not soulless robots, which it's a fair point, though I think the brother is kind of won over too easily. She's right. Charlie is good, but children need human interaction. I never thought of it that way. Wow, that was easy. Charlie does talk in Night of 100 Frights. Oh, that is cool. What does he sound like? We know Charlie wasn't the villain, but the inventor's sister, as she reprogrammed him. Yeah, the sister was the true mastermind, and kind of a twist that comes out of nowhere. Yeah, she was sabotaging Charlie because apparently just telling her brother this to his face was out of the question. Like even Mystery Inc. used Charlie the Robot as Krampus. Yeah, yep. He came back. Yeah, did Scooby-Doo predict the future of AI? They kind of did, but here he's an actual robot automaton and not a program. Right. Wolf, where do you want to rank this episode? This one is considered a legendary classic, but I thought it was pretty good.
We could do like A or B.
I might put it on to A.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, don't want to put it on to S here?
I don't have a good full memory of this episode.
Alright. Charlie the Robot's episode will go on to Awesome Adventure. I'll put him above the castle, but do you want to put him above Captain Cutler or not?
No.
Okay. Yeah, I'll put him above the castle. Sorry, my computer's lacking. Alright, yeah. This one is an awesome adventure. Charlie the Robot still scares to this very day. And this is one of the household name episodes. Definitely worth a watch. It is an awesome Funland. Alright, next is one of my favorites, the Backstage Rage. This is the Puppet Master episode, Wolf. And I love this episode.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah, the Scooby Gang go to a haunted theater. So Shaggy and Scooby are like walking down a dark alley one night, and then a speeding car drops a violin case, which is full of money. The money is all counterfeit bills. Shaggy tries to call the gang to look into it. However, Scooby is tricked with an elaborate puppet deception where they steal the briefcase back, leading to them investigating Pietro's puppet theater. And this is where the episode gets really crazy. They investigate this puppet theater, believe that something is going on here, only to be, like, mind-screwed and toyed with all throughout the episode. The villain of this is a creepy puppet master villain, controlling everything, the theater props, the sets, and a lot of puppet characters around this area. It's kind of like Phantom of the Auditorium. The Scooby Gang are exploring this creepy theater, and everything is like going haywire. The puppets are coming to life. The stage is like trolling them, and somebody is like clearly messing with the gang and trying to scare them away. And the Puppet Master is easily one of my favorite characters because I always found him creepy. I found him super creepy as a kid. He kind of looks like a Phantom of the Opera and Mr. Enter kind of combined. Always reminded me of like those Stranger Danger signs. Yeah. He like wears a black cloak, a cap, and has that very disturbed purple wooden face. Like for the longest time, it's kept kind of vague if he's a puppet or an actual person. That actually always kind of scared me as a kid. Let's start by looking for clues in the clues closet. Shaggy opens the door and like the puppet like vanishes. That always kind of terrified me, and he's always like watching over the gang. He's up in the rafters looking down upon them, which added a very creepy flair to him. My favorite episode of What's New Scooby-Doo is Gentlemen, Start Your Monsters. The Tremors worm one.
The race.
Charlie even hurts you if you just ground pound. The sister sounded like Wilma Flintstone. It was probably her. The puppet episode is cool, like a child-friendly version of Dead Silence, which is a dark puppet horror. Never saw it. I'm gonna go now, work on my Scooby count video. It's been like a month since the last video. Good luck, Shadow. Also predicted with the puppets of the ghost clown and the witch for next episode. Did it? Okay. Like before William Afton. Okay. Also, Cat, I wanted to say this. You look kind of like a cat version of Kamen Rider 4's without the rocket hand. Okay, so I love this episode.
Yeah, it's a good one. I also really like the moment where we meet the door guard who, acts like a normal person, but then later they find him sleeping and come to the conclusion that he's a puppet.
Right. He was like made of wood or something.
Right.
You feel like him creak. He has a puppet of himself just hanging around shop.
Yeah.
Set up just in case anybody looks and asks questions. The puppets are all pretty creepy. I remember finding the witch that jump scared Scooby-Doo really scary, and that clown with the goofy eyes, and there's like one that looks like Pinocchio. At one point the puppet like opens his eyes to spy on the kids when they think he's sleeping, which is again very creepy. It's a very fun mystery, and the villain is so mysterious. We know such little about him, but that kind of made him a lot more intimidating to me. He's up in the shadows, he's a puppet master controlling everything. And he has a few lines. You know my secrets. Very creative. So, who was it? It turned out to be Pietro. It was the doorman all along. He was running a counterfeit operation in his own puppet theater and was trying to basically scare the gang away. They accidentally found his fake money engraving.
Right.
They found like one of the engravings. He tried to steal it back from them, scare them off, but it didn't work because the gang is too badass. And yeah, it actually ends with Scooby-Doo chasing him down and causing him to fall off the rafters, and Shaggy hits him with a tuba. Yeah, crazy episode. I like this one. I want to put it on to S tier. It is a Scooby snack. Anything you want to add, Wolf?
Don't think so. I think I've said my piece. How little it may be.
Yeah, it's a good episode. Definitely a Scooby snack. Next is the Ghost Clown. Bedlam in the Big Top. The Ghost Clown, Wolf. The gang go to a haunted circus.
This is the Hypnomaster one.
Yep, Harry the hypnotist. A guy they never meet is the Ghost Clown. Yep, next is the Ghost Clown. So in the word of Captain Crazy, let's get crazy. Like I was watching Dan to Dan, which is just like an anime Scooby-Doo clone, but with yokai and psychic powers fighting aliens.
Nice.
Why was he making fake money? That is pointless as he can't use it. The point of counterfeit bills is they're supposed to look real. He's like making his own money because he's trying to spend it and fool other people into believing it's real money.
Yep.
Yeah, that's always the thing with counterfeit money. You try to make it resemble a real bill or real money. And basically you can literally create them own in your back and never run out of them.
Right.
Yep, it was peak. Okay, so what do you think of the Ghost Clown? I actually kind of enjoy this episode for the crazy scenarios and set.
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
The Ghost Clown, I never really found him scary. They like try to draw him like this Pennywise looking creepy clown.
Right.
The clown is this mysterious specter who is sabotaging the circus. It's really a hypnotist who is mesmerizing people into acting crazy. He's been using this power to sabotage the circus performers. Then the Scooby Gang, some of them get hypnotized by him, leading to a lot of funny scenarios. Like Scooby walks on the trapeze, he's on like the wire zoom tricks. Daphne dresses as a unicycle clown. Yep. And Shaggy becomes a lion tamer. Back, Simba, back. Yeah, Disney ripped off Scooby-Doo. Okay, so they kind of cheat. We don't meet a lot of suspects over who could be the Ghost Clown, and yeah, it's literally some random guy. The ringleader explains who he is. Harry the hypnotist was a corrupt circus employee who was actually robbing from them, but he laid him off, and he got revenge by taking away their basically circus success.
Yep.
So, I like this episode. I might put it onto A tier, but what do you think, Wolf?
I agree to the A. It's fun. The sequence with the balloon is kind of weird for me.
Well, where Scooby is going up on the suspended balloons, and the clown like pulls out 1,000 darts to throw at him.
Oh, that too. No, the one where they think they trap him in the thing,
oh yeah,
but it's just a balloon.
They only trapped like a dummy of him.
Right.
And he somehow deflated and was remote controlled by a little motor in there.
Then the way they catch him is also pretty creative. They have Shaggy and Scooby act as bait, of course, but then when they're getting hypnotized, they just put a mirror out instead.
Yeah, they reversed it on him.
Yep.
The ghost is kind of defeated anticlimactically. They like hold a mirror, and I guess he somehow didn't notice the mirror in front of
It's
him.
because he got hypnotized.
And he acts like a monkey, and they lure him in with
Yep.
bananas. Yeah, that's kind of my one big problem. The ghost is anticlimactically
Right.
defeated. I might put it onto A tier, but what about you, Wolf?
A is fine.
Akira really liked hypnotized Daphne.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was funny. We don't see Daphne a whole lot in the first show, so her having some wacky antics was interesting. The clown in Scooby-Doo Unmasked looks like the ghost clown. Okay, probably a reference to him. All we need is Art, the clown, Pennywise, Captain Crazy, Joker, Murder the Clown, the killer clowns from outer space, Krusty the Clown, and Mr. Mime, and it would really be a complete circus. Hi, Kat. What did I miss? Who's joining the stream? Akira's here. Not too much. We actually took out the first third of episodes. Bedlam in the big top, going on to A, and I will put it high on A, because I did really like the circus antics.
Yeah.
Yep, it's a fun episode. It's definitely a big party at the big top. Alright, next is a gaggle of galloping ghouls. This is the one where they go to a castle, and it's haunted by not one, not two, but three monsters. They go to like a replica of Dracula's castle, and it's haunted by multiple ghosts. There's Dracula, Frankenstein's monster, and a werewolf. This has 3 ghosts, and guess what, Wolf? They're all the same one guy.
What? Okay.
So yeah, the gang go to, like, visit this castle, and it's haunted, and they get sucked into it and enter wacky antics, and this one guy pops all over the castle in different monster outfits. This one has the infamous gypsy lady. She, like, gives them, like, psychic readings. This has, she's, like, the creepy fortune-telling woman. Tells them to beware the castle and avoid it. But the gang, of course, go and investigate it, not believing anything spooky is going on, only to get wrapped up in a wacky Scooby-Doo chase, where they kind of get into a lot of crazy scenarios around this castle. There's a lot of love letters to the Universal horror movies. They like see Dracula's crypt, Frankenstein's laboratory, a lot of dungeons and creepiness. However, it's like one guy posing as all these monsters, and guess what? He was also the gypsy lady. Yeah, it turns out this guy is a random criminal who is robbing and looting the castle, but trying to scare people away from it, because he's like trying to steal this tapestry with rare jewels woven into it. However, he hasn't found it yet, and the gang are interfering. They get into wacky antics, chase scene shenanigans, and he seemingly disappears during one of their traps. They like try to trap Dracula with the tapestry. He gets it, but then retreats to his coffin where he mysteriously disappears. Then they somehow piece together what's going on here. They go back to the gypsy woman, and it turns out she's the culprit they're after, and she has the tapestry like under her table. They chase her, and yeah, she actually like runs and gets captured by the cops. Yeah, out of nowhere, a police officer shows up and arrests the gypsy lady because she got word that strange things were happening. And yeah, it was like one guy posing as multiple monsters to steal this expensive tapestry with gems.
Okay.
Yeah, this one, honestly, I might put onto middling kids. I thought it was a fine episode.
I just don't remember this one.
Yeah, I don't rewatch it too often. Is she the one from Frankencreep? No, that was not her. Ghost, Bat, and Scaredy Cats. Zoinks. We have Scooby-Doo and Fortnite with Art the Clown. Really, Art's in there? Yep, and it's a weird and crazy episode. It is. Why was only the werewolf in Night of 100 Frights, but not the other two? Yeah, the vampire and Frankenstein's monster aren't on there. I guess because the zombie kind of counted. Never mind. Universal Monsters meet the Scooby Gang. Okay, yeah. That's basically what the episode is. It's a tribute to the classic Universal monsters. You know, Dracula, Wolfman, etc.
Yeah.
This one, I think, was fine. It might go low. It's a interesting episode, but not one of my all-time favorites. I'm going to put it low onto middling kids. You don't remember, Wolf?
Nope.
Alright, so let's move on. Next is Scooby-Doo and the Mummy 2. The first Mummy mystery, Wolf. Do you remember this one?
I might need a refresher.
Okay, the Scooby Gang are actually attending university in this one for once. They're like in the Egyptian wing of their university, and they have a mummy coming in. The mummy is believed to be cursed and will come to life, killing anyone trying to take its treasure. The mummy doesn't show up until like the first third of the episode. They have like his sarcophagus, but the professor that's teaching the gang ends up getting kidnapped and goes missing. The mummy has the power to turn people into statues, turn them into stone. Anyone who is unlucky enough to chance upon it turns to stone. And we see a lot of the people around the area get statues made of them. The professor has a statue, Dr. Najib has a statue, he's like stuck in his car, and Scooby at one point disappears and gets turned into a statue. The gang accidentally steal what the mummy is looking for. While they're like looking through all the Egyptian knickknacks, Shaggy accidentally steals like an Egyptian coin. He like was looking at it when the professor was lecturing them and accidentally pocketed it. And the mummy is after this coin because the coin opens up a coin slot trinket that opens up a glass diamond. It like opens up like this hippo statue and there's like a diamond beetle in its mouth. And basically, the gang are being chased around by a mummy in the modern day. And there's a lot of wacky antics, a lot of stuff at the school, honestly. Yeah, we see the gang actually in school in this episode. The mummy, like, chases them through the gymnasium and woodshop class. There's that funny scene where the buzzsaw comes to life and is chasing them. They fall into a pool at one point. Apparently their school has its own Egyptian wing, which is why a lot of people thought they were, like, at, like, a university.
Oh, interesting.
And yeah, Scooby like ends up chasing the mummy and crashing a lawnmower into him. Yeah, they crash into the gymnasium, wacky antics, and Scooby kicks the mummy into a basketball hoop. It turns out the mummy was Dr. Najib. Dr. Najib brought in the mummy, and he was actually trying to steal artifacts from his own country. He dressed up as the mummy and had like a cement mixer and a molding to create these fake statues of people, including faking his death as one. And yeah, Scooby was kidnapped at one point, but no, the professor and Scooby were like locked in a shed. Yeah, he's like just kidnapped them, gagged them, and he wanted to steal this diamond scarab beetle that was locked away, but he needed the coin, and that's why he was after the Scooby Gang. Honestly, I actually really like this one. I think it is another A-tier episode.
Yeah, I can see
that. Cops that are helpful on horror movies. Yeah, in this one. Yeah, Galloping Ghosts is mid. Never mind. Also, a Mummy episode is cool. That Where My Mummy, Scooby-Doo plan to do one too. Alright, you don't remember this one, Wolf?
I mostly just remember the statue, or the, not them becoming statues, but the small statue that has the treasure.
Interesting, this was like actually foreshadowed earlier, where Scooby is like hanging out in the background and he sees two cats. One of them is like a living one, and one's like a perfect statue replica. Like Scooby-Doo is confused and points at both, and the cat hisses at him. I guess this is like foreshadowing that Dr. Najib was skilled at creating lifelike statues.
Probably.
I found that pretty interesting. But yeah, the mummy is pretty cool. All he says is like, coin. It's a pretty fun episode. I might put this one onto A, but what about you, Wolf?
I could see A, yeah.
Yeah, okay, Scooby-Doo and the Mummy 2, I'm gonna put it onto A. We'll put it under the Ghost Clown, but above Captain Cutler, because the Mummy was a lot more threatening. He, like, punched a hole through doors.
Jeez.
Yeah, he was a strong guy. Dr. Najib apparently lives. Yeah, we'll put it onto Awesome Adventure, an awesome Mummy episode. Next is Which Witch is Which? The Witch and the Zombie episode, Wolf. This one you have to remember.
Yeah.
The Scooby Gang go down to the south, where an entire town has been chased off. It's only populated by a few people, and allegedly, the swamps are haunted by a swamp witch and a zombie. This is like an old-fashioned voodoo zombie, not the current ones we usually get. A witch and a zombie are terrorizing the people, attacking people, and making some disappear, leaving only voodoo dolls in their place. It turns out the witch and the zombie are trying to scare people away from the swamps because there's a bank car hidden underneath the waters and they're trying to fish it out, but they need like all the curious looky-loos away and don't want people to know about it. The witch and the zombie are actually bank robbers who've been trying to search for this because they stole the truck and hid it a long time ago, waiting until the heat was off to fish it back up. But the Scooby Gang, of course, bump into a mystery and get into some crazy antics and shenanigans, and a lot of funny humor in this one. Wolf, do you remember much of this one?
I might be confusing one of the moments. I feel like there was the real skeleton in this one, or there was the creepy other witch false character to it.
No, the creepy skeleton one was in the Tiki episode.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, the fake witch?
I thought there was like another witch or like a scary old person that was supposed to be a red herring. I might be thinking of a completely different episode though.
Yeah, there's a lot of creepy old person or red herrings. Yeah, I think that one's the Wax Phantom one where the old wax maker, he was like a real warlock.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're thinking of different episodes. No, this is the one where the witch and the zombie I believe Shaggy dressed up as the witch at one point and the fool the zombie had like some funny humor. The witch and the zombie are like on this haunted paddle boat as their base of operations. They like go to like a casino, they run on like multiple decks and have kind of a base of operations underneath the wreckage. They like have like a winch and the oar has like a metal tip on it to poke around in the swamp waters. Yeah, Daphne like gets kidnapped in this episode because of course she does.
Yep.
Yeah, Daphne gets kidnapped and interestingly, since there's two monsters, the two groups have to deal with them. Fred, Daphne, and Velma have the witch and Shaggy and Scooby get the zombie, of course. Yeah, the two monsters actually chase the two different groups. It's not just Shag and Scooby being terrorized. Yep. Daphne gets kidnapped, gets rescued. Scooby almost gets kidnapped, gets rescued. There's like a big boat chase and all the creepy signs in the swamp. They really love the creepy south side in this episode. A lot of great art here. A lot of swamp water and yeah, very eerie Southern Gothic atmosphere. So, if you don't remember, they actually beat the monsters in a very creative trap. They find the boat by pure accident as the Scooby Gang are running away on boat. Scooby drops an anchor and it accidentally fishes the bank truck out. And they use it as a part of their trap. They like leave these sacks of money, but it's really Shaggy and Scooby in disguise, tricking the ghosts into chasing them. Scooby-Doo almost fumbles the trap because he gets stuck on something when he was supposed to duck. And they launch them to be trapped in, like, the bank vault car, but Scooby gets saved by Shaggy using his supreme fishing skills. Yeah, he uses a fishing rod to hook his big-ass dog, nice. And that saves him, yeah. Scooby-Doo gets saved, and the witch and the zombie actually get successfully trapped. They're trapped in, like, the bank truck, and we find out it's only two guys who lived in this village, Zeb and Zeke. They were actually bank robbers a long time ago and have been hiding here laying low ever since. Yeah, the sheriff comes, arrests them, and the Scooby Gang solved a mystery, with Scooby finally succeeding at fishing in the end. Honestly, I really like this one too. I'm contemplating putting it either on S or A tier. What about you, Wolf?
I think A.
Really, A tier?
It's one of the ones I can't fully remember.
Alright.
I feel like I can remember the designs easily, but...
Yeah, the zombie was in Scooby-Doo 2, Monsters Unleashed.
Right.
Oddly, the witch wasn't. I'll put it before Captain Cutler, but under the Mummy one, because I like the Mummy a lot more. Yeah, this one is another awesome adventure.
I will be back, though.
Alright, I'll catch up on comments. Also a Mummy episode. I read that one. Also the only best Mummy episode. I did like What's New's Mummy episode too. Oh, better Mummy episode than Return of the Mummy from Goosebumps. Yeah, by a lot, because Return of the Mummy was poorly thought out. Okay, it is weird that the school has a museum or Egyptian exhibit. Yeah, it is pretty weird. They do confirm they're at school because they enter like a gymnasium in the school pool. Like tuxedo cats are Egyptian cats, just like my cat Oliver. Also, Daphne Blake gets kidnapped by a trapdoor and smoke bomb. Yeah, the witch was like throwing fake smoke pellets to pretend things were disappearing or being attacked. Imagine if they made the zombies sound like the zombies from Call of Duty. That would've been funny. Hey, thanks, V Scorpio. Like it's cool for me. Dogbone. What's funnier, the door gag or the fact that the cops never do anything in kid shows? I like the Scooby-Doo doors a lot. Also, the Scooby-Doo show made the same monster. Yeah, we would get a second witch and zombie in the sequel show, the new Scooby-Doo show. Yeah, this time it was like a zombie, but the zombie was actually a normal guy, but the witch was actually someone in disguise. Like, this is Diet Magic, like, no transformations, and it's a B to A rank for me. Yeah, I'll put the Witch Witch's Witch onto A tier. The episode as a whole is pretty fun. It is one of the classic staples of the show. And they are men. To be fair, the witch was supposed to be a woman, but we, like, never see feminine curves on him. He wore, like, heavy robes to hide his gender. Okay. Alright, so yeah, Witch Witch's Witch, I think it's a pretty good episode. It's awesome, it's funny, it's hilariously entertaining. My brother Wolf might not like it as much, but me, I think it's pretty entertaining. It is definitely an 8 or 9 out of 10 episode for me. Alright, next we're getting to a good one. Go away, ghost ship. Ghost ship? Oh my. Alright. So, Wolf, if you can't hear me, okay. Next is the ghost of Redbeard. We got ghost pirates on Scooby-Doo, finally, right? This is the first episode with Redbeard. Redbeard would also become another major household name on this show, and the episode, I think, is one of their funniest. The gang try to hunt pirate ghosts and literally go out to sea. The gang actually get their little boat broken in half by the ghost ship and are forced to basically stow away and hide on board the ghost ship, getting into a lot of crazy antics and wackiness as they try to find out what Redbeard really is and what he's really doing here. Apparently, Redbeard is actually like a real-life pirate. He's robbing all these ships and stealing their stuff, taking them back to his secret pirate island to sell on the black market. Yeah, Redbeard is actually like a real-life pirate, but disguised as this ghost. Wolf, do you remember this one? I know you haven't watched this one a lot, but I think it is one of their funniest episodes. Scooby-Doo is laugh-out-loud hilarious in this one. This was kind of back when Scooby-Doo was more so a trickster, always getting to wacky antics. At one point, like, Scooby draws, like, a fake mustache and glasses on Redbeard's portrait. Yeah, Scooby actually did that.
Incredible.
Like that Scooby. And they are, man, angry. Schools in the 60s used to be more impressive compared to today, huh? Yeah, they had Egyptian wings. Honestly, I might want to put this one onto S tier, but there is kind of one problem. There are not too many suspects in this one. The gang talked to, like, one of the millionaires who's getting his ships robbed. Mr. Magnus, I believe was his name. He is, like, this rich millionaire who owns a shipping industry, and he's losing millions from this. We find out that there's, like, his boats are the ones that are frequently targeted. And there's, like, very few suspects. There's Mr. Magnus and his creepy butler. The butler's, like, this weird lurch-looking guy, always hiding in the background, and at one point they, like, show him spying on the gang, talking to his employer, trying to make you think it's him, but no, Redbeard is actually Mr. Magnus. He was robbing from his own company to sell his own products on the black market at jacked-up prices. Yeah, much higher prices, much more money rolling in, and he wouldn't have to, you know, pay anyone for helping him. He had like 2 pirate henchmen as 2 random guys, and they took the loot to a secret pirate island where he hid all the black market goods and material before he would sell them off while in his Redbeard disguise. And yeah, basically it's a lot of the funny antics running around from ghosts. They spend at least half the episode on the ghost ship, bumping into the ghosts, getting into craziness. Redbeard apparently has a magic flying sword that chases the Scooby Gang. Yeah, apparently he had wires that could go everywhere on the ship. Yeah, Scooby and Shaggy are chased by the gay blade of the ghost. I wonder why Redbeard just stood there doing nothing in his boss fight in Night of 100 Frights. Bad programming. Redbeard is cool. I found him pretty funny. Redbeard is kind of more like a Yosemite Sam as a ghost. He's very anger prone, always shouting, and suffers a lot of slapstick in this one. The Scooby Gang accidentally bump into him multiple times. Shaggy and Scooby try to get away on a pogo stick, which turns out to be a jackhammer. And while they're riding it, they of course crash into Redbeard. It is a hilarious episode, mostly thanks to Shaggy and Scooby. And yeah, Shaggy and Scooby actually save Fred and the girls when they're kidnapped in this episode.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they got a badass moment. Wolf, do you remember anything about this one?
No, and I may be confusing it with a different episode.
The Harlem Globetrotters met Redbeard in a prequel episode.
I remember that. I was more so thinking of one where there's like a bunch of like guys held prisoner in one of the ships.
I think you're thinking of the Skeleton Men.
I might be, yeah.
Yeah, okay. This one, I am going to put onto S tier. I think it is one of their classic episodes. It is dumb fun. Redbeard's a laughably evil ghost, and the Scooby and Shaggy antics are in maximum comedy. It is definitely a worthy C snack. Alright, next is your favorite one, Wolf. Spooky Space Kook. Alright, I gotta use the restroom. Wolf, you want to talk about this one?
Sure.
I'll be right back.
I'll do my best. So, I remember the gang is, of course, driving through. What else is new? They're going through America, practically. And, yeah. And eventually they stop. I think it's by a guy's farm first, who tells them that, like, the place is haunted, before they go and check out the haunted airfield, which had been abandoned for years. And at the start, there's already some signs. There's the ghostly footsteps leading into it. I think the gate's also kind of, like, broken off. As, like, yeah, someone needs to, like, enter it. But, of course, the one best and memorable thing about it is, of course, the Space Kook's creepy laugh, which I can't do, but I'm pretty sure Cat can do his best for it. And, yeah, they get chased around this military base. They find some clues. There's one where there's, like, I want to say it was in this one, where there's the Jeep that's, like, underneath another Jeep or something. There's like a set of wheels underneath to fake it. Yeah, it is this one. Okay, good. It's that. I think it's just around. I think there's one moment here where they get stuck as well, and like they block off one door. Oh no, Space Kook's on the other side. So, and of course, Shaggy gave Scooby the key, and he told him to put it somewhere safe. Scooby threw it out the window. So when the Space Kook shows up, Scooby jumps out the window, gets the key. Or no, it might be Shaggy. Gets the key, jumps back through the window to unlock the door, and then leave.
Yep. Yeah, you were right. It was the Jeep. He was, like, making, like, a bunch of fake props all around here.
Yeah, because I remember the wheels, like, didn't match up when they do the zoom in on it.
They look like monster truck wheels when Fred and Shaggy look under.
It's like normal wheels.
Also, who doesn't love the Space Kook? This is a classic monster. Everyone knows him, loves him. He is cool. He is fiendish. Has that great design, and especially that laugh. Yep.
Yeah.
Something like that. The guy playing him did a really good job. Had this creepy ass laugh, and love the design. He's kind of like a skeleton in a spacesuit, and that's pretty creepy. And they went the extra mile to giving him like flashing colors every time he talked or laughed. That was pretty interesting. Space Kook should have been one of the live action monsters in Monsters Unleashed.
Yep.
Also, that we get for gendered. Space Kook can keep respawning in Night of 100 Frights. That is annoying.
Well, that makes sense because, as they later reveal, there's like that whole wing of the other Space Kook stuff. Like, clones, basically, to help him run around. And he was playing audio over the place to make it sound like he's everywhere.
And he projected, like, a hologram of a spaceship.
I think that was how the gang
got on it. That was, like, in the tower.
Right.
Yeah, he's, like, haunting, like, an airbase. Yep. And it turns out he's, like, trying to scare off the neighbors to sell the land back to the military at a higher price because it'll give them more land.
Right, because he's gonna buy it cheap when everyone leaves.
Yeah, he's getting rid of all of his neighbors, and the grouchy farmer is, like, a red herring because he's anger prone and doesn't like the gang. But it turns out the dick farmer was actually a nice guy. He like calls the cops on the end because he got worried about the Scooby gang.
Yep.
And yeah, once again, a lot of hilarious antics. The Space Kook is really creepy and unsettling.
Right. There's one problem with the episode 1/2, and that's the fact that there's not a lot of suspects. We have the one farmer, and that's really it. And then when they do the big reveal, it's a character that has never existed until now.
Why, it's Henry Bafter, my next door neighbor.
Yep. A character that was never mentioned once.
Yeah, he mentioned that most of his neighbors disappeared, and I guess that was the one hint.
Yeah.
Yeah, Daphne Blake dressed as Space Kook.
Interesting.
Gray DeLisle did the evil laugh too on a Scooby movie.
Oh, heck yeah.
Daphne Blake as the female version of the Space Kook. Yeah, that was in one of the Halloween movies they released.
Okay.
They dressed as like original monsters from the old cartoon.
Gotcha.
Yeah, Gray DeLisle actually did the creepy laugh. Would a Scooby-Doo movie from the villain's POV be a Home Alone type of movie, or what would it be? I would say like Michael Myers as Halloween. Gender bent Space Kook. And Be Cool Scooby-Doo had Space Kook, but they made him a Red Skull shapeshifter Space Kook. A lot of people did not like that choice, I heard on my last tier list.
I mean, yeah, it doesn't sound like that great of a choice.
Wolf, what do you think of Daphne Blake dressing a Space Kook?
I'd have to see it, but it sounds nice, I guess.
Big ass ad.
Yeah, what the heck.
Yeah. So, yeah, it happened briefly. It was like in a movie or something. All the gang dressed as like monsters from the old cartoons. It was cute. They never called him Space Kook, just the Space Ghost. Yeah, you don't really hear the term kook thrown out there.
Right.
So, yeah, they did kind of cheat that it's some guy we never met, and they beat the ghost by trapping him in a wind tunnel, like literally blowing his costume off, somehow not flinging him across the room. Yeah, I love that they tied him up at the end. He's like bound to a chair. They showed it was all fake, and honestly, it was a good episode. I really liked this one, especially because the villain was one of their most creative. I might want to put it onto S tier. Where do you want to put it, Wolf?
I want to put it on A because of the reveal of who it is.
Really?
I really do not like that it's a character that
we never met. Oh, we gotta put it on to S tier, though, because it's still a good episode.
Yeah, we can put it on low S.
Alright. I did it. I convinced Wolf. Spooky Space Kook going on to low S tier. It is a Scooby snack. It's a classic. Love the villain, love the adventuring. Has a very creative mystery, honestly, and they take full advantage of the eerie setting they're in. They do, unfortunately, kind of cheat at the end over who it was, but I thought the episode was one of their all-star greatest hits. You like it, Wolf, still?
Yeah, I do.
Alright, besides the suspects.
It's just the ending that sullies it for me.
Yeah. We'll put it on to low Scooby snacks.
Okay.
Alright, next is The Phantom Shadows. A night of fright is no delight. Alright, so I'm sure Wolf doesn't remember this one outside of The Phantom Shadows. Okay, so the Scooby Gang are invited to a will reading. It's a murder mystery plot. Scooby-Doo saved this old Confederate colonel guy, and Scooby is listed in his will. The old colonel guy passed away, invited all his friends, family, and relatives to his haunted mansion on an island out in sea. Yeah, there's a mansion on an island that's secluded from the rest of the world, and the Scooby Gang go here, and he promises them a share of his prized fortune so long as they spend one night in his haunted house. Yeah, we actually do meet a lot of suspects. We meet like all the guys' weird relatives, these shifty looking people, and these sketchy lawyers, creeps and crawls. Yes, those are their actual names.
Incredible.
Yeah, the Scooby Gang have to sleep one night on his haunted mansion at his creepy-ass house, but of course there's a ghost here. This has the infamous Phantom Shadow. These creepy sheet ghosts, they're like covered in black, have these ghost face looking masks on, and have rattling chains, and always do this creepy ass Joker laugh. They're always cackling and giggling and acting very sinister. The ghosts are like hidden in the shadows, going through secret passages like this is an episode of Clue or something. And this is kind of why the episode is banned. Well, two reasons. One, there's a lot of Civil War stuff in this guy's house. He collected stuff from the Union and the Confederacy, and it's implied this guy was a Confederate colonel. I suspect that this is why the episode was banned, because Scooby-Doo saved the life and was best friends with a Confederate soldier.
That could also make sense.
But number two, it is also a full-blown murder mystery. The ghost is causing a lot of the relatives and friends to disappear. Like, we see, like, the ghosts creepily corner them, attack them, and there is nothing left but, like, their nightcap or article of their clothing. Like, they completely disappear, and they actually, like, hint and tease that the ghosts are murdering people in this mansion. Yeah, the ghosts might actually be full-blown slasher killers. All these people disappear, and at one point, they try to scare the gang off with this trick, and we see all, like, the relatives in coffins. Like, they have, like, the coffins in the basement, and we see their bodies in there, hinting that they were all murdered, and, like, they have coffins built for everyone. And the last one is, like, dog-shaped. Dog-shaped? Yeah, Scooby gets haunted and attacked. The Phantom Shadows are easily one of the most iconic monsters of the show. They are creepy, have intricate designs, and honestly a really good episode and plot backing them up. Basically, they're going around this mansion, getting to wacky antics, secret elevators, secret passages, Scooby-Doo doors. The Phantom Shadows are literally trying to kill people. The gang almost die in a trap at one point. Like, you have to play, like, this password on an organ, and play it wrong, the walls close in on you and crush you.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, it is a pretty hardcore episode for Scooby-Doo. So, they find out nobody's actually dead. The cousins, like, ran away and left the island. The ghosts are trying to get them away so they can have the fortune all to themselves, leading to Scooby and the gang realizing that they are fake because at one point they touch the Phantom Shadows and they get paint smears on their hands. The ghosts are wearing fake costumes, obviously, and it has one of the funniest climaxes ever. They try to set up an elaborate trap to knock the ghosts into a washing machine to wash away all their costumes and makeup, but Scooby-Doo accidentally flips the giant fan in the wrong way in reverse mode, and Shaggy and Scooby end up with a flying washing machine going around the mansion. Jeez. And they actually chase the ghosts at it. Yeah, the ghosts try running away from them and get into Scooby-Doo door antics, a lot of crazy scenarios and a chase, and the shadows do end up falling in the washing machine and they dry them up in there. I do love, like, the ghosts aren't even, like, handcuffed or bound and gagged. They're put on clotheslines on a big giant string, and they unmask them. Who are the Phantom Shadows? There were actually two of them. It's Mr. Creeps and Crawls, the lawyers. They were trying to scare away them so they could steal their client's fortune.
Of course.
And get this, it turns out it was all completely pointless because the Colonel's fortune was all in Confederate currency. Yeah, he had all his money is old Confederate bills, which are completely meaningless because of inflation and time.
But at the same point, collectors would probably pay a lot.
Yeah, it was just a bunch of Confederate bills, and Scooby-Doo wins because he lasted the entire night, and he wins a haunted bone. Like, it turns out the house was haunted. A ghost bone flies down and is fed to Scooby-Doo. Nice. Implied to be the Colonel's ghost repaying his buddy back. Yeah, that was a night of fright is no delight, and honestly, this was an S-tier episode because of how hardcore dark it goes and a lot of the iconic situations it has.
Right.
It's a real shame it's not replayed often because I think this is one of the best. I'm going to put it above the Night episode. I know that's saying a lot, Wolf, but trust me, this is one of their best ones. With names like Creeps and Crawls, no wonder they're so cranky. The Phantom Shadow or Giggling Green Ghost was a cool boss in Night of 100 Frights. Yeah, it was. I think it's funnier because of his kooky plan. Talk about Space Kook. Yeah, Mystery Incorporated had the Space Kook outfit. Yeah, in the Alien episode, somebody stole it.
Yep.
Yeah, Supernatural did their crossover on this episode, Wolf.
Really?
Yeah, this was the episode they used for Scooby-Natural, where the Winchester Bros accidentally entered TV land, and the Phantom Shadows are actually real ghosts, or ghosts in their form.
Interesting.
Yeah, I love the Phantom Shadows, too. The ghost design was used for Ghost Beach Goosebumps book cover. Better than that crappy episode, yep. Like, did they die or it was a coma? No, the relatives were actually scared off. What they saw in the coffin were dummies. They were, like, all fakes. They were all knockoffs to look like them. But yeah, it was kind of dark that they suggested the ghosts actually murdered these people. It was really creepy. If they'd sold the house as a museum, they could have still made a profit. Yeah, they could have. This was like a huge mansion. There's like all these Civil War knickknacks around. Okay, that is interesting. The Confederate money. Oh, the Confederate money. They probably could have sold that still. I bet they did, because the Scooby Gang have money. Alright, but yeah, this is an S tier episode. I know it's saying a lot, Wolf, but trust me, it is one of their hardcore Scooby-Doo plots. It is a Scooby snack. Alright, next is the Snow Ghost. Yeah, now we're getting to the good stuff. I love the Snow Ghost. The gang go out on a ski vacation, only to stumble upon a mystery. There's a ghost of a Yeti going around this area terrorizing people. And the Snow Ghost has all these crazy powers. It's the Snow Ghost. And he can fly. Yeah, he can fly. He can turn other people into ghosts. Or so we think. The Snow Ghost is like hanging around this haunted lumberjack mill. A lot of fun adventures with the snow stuff. And I think this is also another one of their funniest plots. There's so many jokes that still make me laugh. What do you think of the Snow Ghost one?
It's a fun one.
Yeah. Where did you want to rank it? I think it's also S tier.
Yeah.
I might put it below Space Kook since you love that one so much.
Fair.
Yeah, the Snow Ghost is a great one. I always love watching it around Christmas time. I will put it above Captain Redbeard's one.
Right.
I did find it funnier than that one. The Ghost Yeti is pretty insane and creepy, and I love that he actually tries to murder Velma and Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, by tying him on the lumber.
Yeah, he was gonna saw Velma in half, but then when Scooby saved her, he sent a log with dynamite on the other end to blow them up.
Yep.
It's like one of the few times the Scooby Monster tried to full-blown murder. Like Snow Ghost was shown in Scooby-Doo Where Are You Now, which the Scooby Gang cartoon designed in the real world. Yeah, I saw the documentary one. Ghosts usually blend into the cold as snow makes place look more haunted than usual. Yeah, I did like that power. He's like the ghost of a Yeti. Though, I'm not gonna lie, I do kind of find it funny how they explain the Snow Ghost's origin. This monk guy was chased by the Snow Ghost, and he, like, jumps after him and hits on the cliff and falls to his death. That made me laugh more than scared. Yeah, I think this one is a classic episode. It's got a great winter feel to it. The Snow Ghost is an insane monster, and he's literally trying to kill the Scooby Gang. Plus, some of their funniest jokes are here. Like, love that Shaggy and Scooby accidentally get frozen going down thin ice, and they end up on that ski lift. Quick, flap like a bird. Yeah. And Scooby-Doo tries to flash freeze the Snow Ghost, but the water freezes midair because it's that cold. This had some hilarious jokes.
Yeah.
Like this, we get the abominable snowman of Pasadena before Goosebumps did it. Well, the snowman is actually in a snowy area in this one. Yeah, I think it's classic. Do you like it, Wolf?
I do, yeah.
Alright, Snow Ghost going on to S tier. It is a Scooby snack. Don't worry, Wolf, we're on the final string.
I know. I'm just unbelievably tired for some reason.
Alright, next is Nowhere to Hide. This is the
Jekyll
Mr. Hyde.
Yeah.
Alright, so Scooby-Doo tries to adapt Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, giving a lot of tributes to the original book, but this time it's a mystery. Mr. Hyde is actually this infamous mass cat burglar going around stealing stuff, and the entire plot actually happens because he hides in Scooby-Doo's van. Yeah, he was on the run from the cops, and he hides in the mystery machine, where they accidentally, like, give him a lift to his, like, neighborhood, and he scares the gang, jumping them. I always found this scene really scary, Mr. Hyde, like, hiding in the back of their car. He was like stowing away on the mystery machine, but the Scooby Gang track him down and find out what this ghost is doing, where they end up at Dr. Jekyll's manor.
Yep.
And yeah, it kind of becomes obvious who it is, especially if you know the Jekyll and Hyde story. But yeah, Dr. Jekyll is apparently a real guy in this, and he lives in like his abandoned mansion / science lab out in the middle of nowhere. And once again, there's kind of a few suspects in this one. It's Dr. Jekyll and his maid, who are pretty much the only two people the Scooby Gang meets. And this one has a lot of funny stuff in it. I do like Shaggy and Scooby hiding in the TV. This is where, like, Shaggy dressed as Custer. If you don't give us back the land, running dog, we'll take back the trinkets and beads. Then go away. Yeah, I like that scene. And also one of the funniest Beatles songs. This one has a very long song and chase sequence.
Really?
Yeah, they had like
Wow.
an entire song. I believe the Beatles sing it, and it's actually a pretty cool beat. I like that when Mr. Hyde's chasing them, they're running on like the stretcher, and Shaggy and Scooby run from a crocodile in the swamp. It is a pretty insane episode, and this is the one where the gang actually defeat the monster by dressing up as other Mr. Hydes and basically scaring him into believing it's really haunted. Yeah, their trap actually works in this one.
Yep.
Like Fred, Daphne, and Velma turn into different Mr. Hydes and scare him. He accidentally falls into the trap door and they beat him up and gag him with a mattress. Yeah, who was Mr. Hyde? Dr. Jekyll, because it's a love letter to the novel.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dr. Jekyll was actually stealing stuff and tried to pin the blame on his maid when the Scooby Gang came along. He was like leaving clues to basically frame her, pretend that she was Mr. Hyde and gaslighting him, but no, he was actually a terrible person. They like capture him. It turned out he was climbing buildings with like these suction cups, and Helga used to be like a former circus performer. She wouldn't need the suction cups, proving that this guy was a total phony. Like the maid is better than the Deep Trouble maid. Yeah, because she's an actual character. Yeah, Fred, Daphne, and Velma dressed as Mr. Hyde. Also, the Snow Ghost didn't say, "Welcome to the Himalayas." A Yeti in 60s America. Who could have seen that coming? Hey, Johnny Quest fought Yetis. The book doesn't specify why Diddy kept wanting to turn into Hyde, specifically the part of unspecified urgencies in the book, but in Scooby-Doo, it's a cat burglary. Well, I believe in the book he was kind of addicted to the Hyde persona. It was like a drug addiction metaphor. Like, how did a bed mattress be a trap? Like, maybe have something comfortable? Well, they kind of rolled it over him. Okay, where do you want to put Nowhere to Hide, Wolf? I thought it was also an awesome one. I don't think it's as bad as other people say it is, but
we could do A, yeah.
I'll put on low A. Alright, Nowhere to Hide is an awesome adventure, a sheer dumb fun adventure. I really like it. I rewatch this one all the time because it is just that fun. This one is an A tier episode. Alright, next is Mystery Mask Mix-Up. This is the one where the Scooby Gang go to Chinatown. Daphne accidentally buys a mask, and the mask contains something the ghosts want to steal. This one actually has 3 ghosts, Wolf. The ghost of Zinpo, I believe, and the Scare Pair. The Scare Pair are like these Chinese ghost face. They have like skeleton masks. And,
okay, I thought they were the black cloak ones. I'm thinking of another episode.
I think that is them. They they wear cloaks, like kind of black grayish cloaks, and have like these ghost-looking masks on them.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like 2 ghosts that are always side by side. They call it the Scare Pair by Shaggy and Scooby in this. And the ghost is Zenpo. We actually see him as like a really creepy hooded figure at first. Then, when they steal the mask from the Scooby Gang, he puts it on himself and has like this weird like lion-looking mask on him. This has honestly one of their weaker monsters, but the episode itself is pretty fun. Some people told me that this episode would probably not pass for today because there's a lot of Chinese stuff in this episode and very outdated takes on it. The gang are like in Chinatown, and apparently every Chinese New Year they have like a Chinese dragon going around, and all the people kind of look the same, honestly. I blame that more on the animation than racism. But yeah, so basically, Daphne accidentally buys this mask, and for half the episode, they chase the Scooby Gang to get it back. Danger-prone Daphne did it again. I do like that Shaggy actually pokes fun at her for buying it. Looks like Daphne wants to scare off a couple of boyfriends. Yeah, I like the gang riffing on each other. So, Daphne gets kidnapped, because of course she does. They get the mask, and basically they chase them to this Shinto temple in the hills, and this is actually the much funner set. They're up in like this creepy like Shinto like temple, running around areas and very creepy, a lot of secret passages and statues. They bump into the ghosts like all the time. Fred, Daphne, and Velma actually all get captured, and Shaggy and Scooby accidentally save the day. They almost get killed because Zinpo seals them in a room with Chinese fireworks to kill them. But thanks to their tomfoolery, they accidentally break out and break Fred, Daphne, and Velma out of their own prison cell. And this has like one of their craziest traps. They set up Shaggy's model train set with a platform on the train for Zenpo to stand on, launching him with fireworks to be launched like into a net, basically.
Incredible.
And Scooby screws up the trap because he doesn't finish it on time, accidentally gets hit by the train, and they're going on this this firework powered train everywhere around the temple, accidentally run over the scare pair, and accidentally get wrapped up in like this tapestry out the window. So, who was Zenpo? The scare pair turned out to be henchmen, and Zenpo was actually one of the antique shop owners. He was actually helping the gang earlier in the episode. The gang asks this guy for what the mask is, and he tries to scare them by telling it it's a curse. No, the mask is actually smuggling this disc of their illegal operations. They're actually smugglers sending messages on like carrier pigeons and such in the temple, and it basically had like a drive or container of all their information. It was like hidden in the mask's mouth, and the Scooby Gang weren't supposed to get it. It interfered with their criminal operations, leading to them losing their criminal operations thanks to the Scooby Gang. Shinto is Japanese, not Chinese. Okay, my mistake. No disguises on Velma as Hasinko from Darkstalkers. She would have fit. Like we meet father of Lothor in the Chinese ghost face. Like Shan Yu from Mulan died by fireworks. He did, but the Scooby Gang has comical fireworks. Fun fact, a Japanese man designed the Mystery Inc.'s appearances in the 60s, which became Scooby-Doo Where Are You for Hanna-Barbera.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I believe, a lot of Asian artists.
Yeah.
Alright, so, Wolf, do you remember this one?
Kind of.
Alright, this one I actually
really.
found pretty decent. The monster is easily the weakest part, and the gang do not meet a ton of suspects. They go around Chinatown, meeting a few random people, and it turns out it's like the only other guy they really met in this episode. It was like an antique professional.
Okay.
But the adventure is pretty fun. This one I actually might put on middling kids. I like it more than What the Hex is going on. We'll put it onto B tier. It is definitely a B-movie story. Mystery Max Mix-Up is a decent episode, but not the worst. And no, I do not think it is offensive really at all, outside of one bit where Shaggy and Scooby disguise themselves as Chinese cooks. Yeah, they do like the squinty eyes, and Shaggy does buck teeth at one point.
Yeah.
It was a different time. We'll put it onto middling kids. Alright, next is Creeper. This one we have to put on to S tier. Yeah, this one is great. I will put it after the night one, if that's okay with you, Wolf.
That's fine, yeah.
I know you love the night one. Like, what could be Jigoku Sensei Newbie and the Scooby-Doo crossover be like?
I could not tell you on that.
It's okay, brother. We're almost there.
I know. I'm unbelievably tired for some reason.
Yeah, what happened, Wolf? Didn't you get exercise? Wolf's a nocturnal creature, okay? Alright, finally on The Creeper. The Creeper, it's a classic. I love it. It is one of the funnest episodes of the show. The Creeper is both creepy, but also kind of hilarious in a lot of this. This has some of the funniest Scooby-Doo jokes and chase scenes ever. The Creeper is supposed to be kind of like a ghoul. He's this wandering creeper out in the forest, and the creeper is trying to terrorize the gang because they accidentally got a hold of a paper he wants. Somebody actually told me the creeper is also saying paper when he's shouting, though it sounds a lot like creeper.
Right. It probably doesn't help that when you see the title card, it will just program your brain to hear creeper. Creeper.
He's actually saying paper, but he's like grumbling his words like way too much.
Yeah.
I thought it was creeper too for the longest time. But yeah, The gang find, like, this bank security guard who's been beaten up and roughed up out in the road, and he gives them this paper telling them to protect it. The flame will tell who the creeper is, and the gang are trying to solve what's going on here. However, the creeper chases after the gang and terrorizes them, even ruining their prom dance at a local farm. Yeah, you could actually go there too for a prom. The Scooby Gang must live down in the South.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's basically after them because he wants this paper. The paper is actually a photo negative, and it needs to be developed by a flame, basically. Right. It's pictures of the bank president robbing from his own bank, and he's been trying to stalk and steal the paper back from them because it's the only evidence that can incriminate him. It's the bank president, Mr. Carlswell. He's robbing from his own bank, and he disguises himself as the creeper to pin all the robberies on, suggesting that it's a cat burglar / monster ghost, when it's really the president stealing from his own clients. And this paper was actually from a camera that took a snapshot from him, and it can expose him entirely, and this is why he's after the gang all episode. And it is fun. Scooby-Doo gets a baby chick. The chick accidentally thinks it's his mom.
Yeah,
they
follows him around.
Run all through a farm, a valley, a hills. Meet this weird, crazy old homeless guy who lives in a cave. I remember Wolf didn't like this guy. I'm the hermit of the hills.
That's the guy
and
I'm
you're just in time to join me for dinner.
Yeah, I think that's the guy I was thinking of earlier.
Yeah. Honestly, this scene could have been deleted entirely and it would not have changed anything.
I assume it's just to add a red herring.
Yeah, Daphne thinks he's the creeper because he's like a weird hobo guy. He's like eating squirrels out in his cave.
Yep.
Honestly, I never found out this guy was a guy when I first watched it. His like voice sounds way too effeminate.
Yeah.
I thought for sure it was like a woman voicing him.
Yeah, and I think the like short, messy hair doesn't help.
Right. Yeah, it turns out, like, this creepy homeless guy is, like, a total red herring because we don't have enough suspects in this. There's, like, the bank guard, the bank president.
Yeah.
And who was it going to be? One of the random teens at the prom? Yeah.
Never know.
Yeah, so he was a red herring, and a lot of funny chase scenes in the farm. I really liked the humor in this one. It's one of the funniest episodes I've ever watched. Basically, during the farm chase scene, they fall into like a big haystack, and Scooby and the chick save the day by turning them into hay bales.
Yep.
Somehow not killing and shredding them when they went down there. Yeah. The creeper was Mr. Carlswell, the bank president. He was trying to steal the paper because it's the only evidence that could incriminate him.
Yep.
And they expose his operation, show the flame as the creeper, and I remember Wolf likes this where he's like smiling as he's stealing from his own bank.
Yeah.
Like putting all that money in his bag.
Like...
It's an A or B rank for me. I think it is S tier. It's one of the best episodes.
It's an iconic episode.
And also had one of the funniest soundtracks. Dude, I'm in love with this ostrich. Dr. Wolfula clarified that ostrich meant a different thing back then in the 60s. Yeah, apparently ostrich like meant an artsy shy girl back in the day.
Oh, because they'll stick their head under because they're shy.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, it's really guys defending his shy girlfriend and saying
yeah,
that
that's
he
what
looks,
it is. It's not a bird.
Yeah, I do love all the memes that came from it. I'm in love with this ostrich. It showed Spencer with an ostrich from iCarly.
Nice.
Yeah, Alice May, who is the daughter of Carlswell, but she wasn't really.
Yeah,
like,
that was just a cover story.
Yeah, we got Girl Creeper through the ghost of Alice May and Mystery Incorporated. She was like pretending to be Carlswell's daughter getting revenge.
Right.
Yeah, the hay baler trap. It makes no sense. Yeah, because there's a shredder in a hay bale machine. But cartoon physics, they don't kill the Scooby Gang or the Creeper. Fun fact, Shakespearean act women's role were played by men. Yeah, they were.
Yeah.
But it's kind of weird because it didn't sound like a female.
Right.
Need more water, Wolf?
No, I should be fine.
Yeah, Alice May as Miki Hokazawa of Mystery Incorporated. What is she like, your Wolf?
Alice May? I think she's fine. I don't know who the character being referenced is. I feel like I should, though, because it's probably Hell Teacher Nube related, but I don't want to fully guess that.
When was it established that Daphne and Fred, mostly Daphne, was rich?
Probably with all the uncles.
Yeah, they have like a bunch of rich, successful uncles and relatives in very high places for
yeah.
these Scooby-Doo mysteries.
Of course, it's always just for the convenience of the plot and not for an actual family tree.
Right. As far back as I can confirm, I think the new Scooby-Doo and Scrappy-Doo show where Daphne goes to like her parents' masquerade party and the parents are like eccentric millionaires who have a mansion. That's like the first time we see regular Daphne with her family before we got all the different interpretations on their family.
Right.
Yeah, I think the new Scooby-Doo and Scrappy-Doo show is definitely the one. A pup named Scooby-Doo took it to a lot more goofier, cartoony degrees.
I do like the outfit for her in that, though.
You like that one, the pink
Yeah.
outfit?
With then there's the white ribbon as well to break up the pink.
And Daphne's family is so rich, they have a subway in their basement. The creeper looks more like a zombie than a phantom. Yeah, he does. I think the idea was he was supposed to be like a ghoul. He's like
Right.
He's like out in the forest, basically. And he appears from time to time in the cities. Carlswell says he's a phantom. He can walk through walls, disappear and fly. YouTube Poop said that too.
Of course.
Also, it's a good episode, but the trap broke me like the hay baler than a rope trap. Akira says it's an A or B for him. I think it's an S tier episode.
Yeah.
The creeper
Yeah,
is a funny one.
I'm gonna defend the S.
Have you seen Super Sentai Dawn Brothers? It's a fun season.
I've watched some of Dawn Brothers actually with a friend. It's really nice. It definitely takes a lot of inspiration from a tale, that I'm not familiar with. But yeah, it's nice.
Stealing from his own clients sounds like Mr. Incredible's boss from the insurance company. Or most, if not all, insurance companies.
Yeah.
Yeah. But here he was like smiling about it on his picture. Okay, so Trap Up Jeepers Creepers, it is a household title. It is one of the top 10 best episodes ever. Like the creeper, like the humor, like the storytelling, like the soundtrack too. I'm in love with this ostrich. I'm in love with this episode. It is a Scooby snack. Alright, final 5, Wolf. Next is Scooby-Doo's Night with a Frozen Fright. It's the sheriff's the caveman.
Oh, the caveman.
Yeah, he came very late in this one.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense.
He's the sheriff. All I'm asking is, where's the caveman? Made it to the caveman one. Okay, so honestly, the premise of this one is really weird. The gang are out in the beach partying again, only to accidentally stumble upon a mystery. As Shaggy is fly fishing, he accidentally ropes up a lost caveman frozen in a block of ice. The caveman was like being transported on a ship and was lost at sea. The gang accidentally discover him and take him to SeaWorld. Yeah,
right.
It's kind of weird, yeah. The caveman is taken to SeaWorld because they have a freezer that can hold him there, basically. And the gang unintentionally stumble upon a mystery. The caveman supposedly dethaws from his ice block out there and is haunting the SeaWorld aquarium. It is more so a sci-fi type of story. A caveman is unfrozen in modern day, but walking around an aquarium, you would think they'd get a sea-related monster for this episode.
No, we get that in another series, though.
Yeah, the Shark Man.
Yep.
I do like that one a lot more, but here the caveman is haunting an aquarium, and the scientists have this secret thing going on in the background. They like acting suspicious, and one of the scientists is working on this gizmo, which can help him talk to fish. Yes, he's made a breakthrough. Right. We can communicate with ocean life. He's trying to build this machine, but it's like a beta test, and the caveman is trying to steal this because he hasn't patented it yet. And honestly, there's kind of something dark about the caveman wants to club the mystery gang to death. He like actually has a giant-ass club to beat them.
Of course.
And the Scooby Gang, of course, stumble upon this mystery, get into wacky antics, a lot of fun aquarium sets here, and the caveman has very funny kind of comedy moments. He's always like growling, and there's a lot of slapstick humor in this one. He's trying to like club them. They accidentally crush his foot with an anchor at one point. This also has another kick-ass song. I also love the chase song in this. Another Saturday morning. don't know what to do. 7 days a week now. I really like this song. I think the Monkees actually sang this one.
Really?
But it sounds very Beatles-esque.
Yeah, it's that style.
Like it's a cool supernatural anime. Though the reason was even more weirder. Shadowlink's back. Yeah, this was a weird one.
Nice.
The sheriff's the caveman. Still here, just been lurking having dinner. Good to see you again, Shadowlink. Yeah, we're on the infamous caveman episode. Okay, they took him to SeaWorld because they have like a giant freezer to keep him frozen.
Yeah.
That is like the only excuse why he's there. And I will say, I do like the episode. It is hilarious. It's a really funny one. And the concept of a caveman terrorizing the real world is fascinating. This is where Scooby-Doo kind of dipped their paw into more sci-fi related creatures. A lot more of those abstract, surreal concepts.
Right.
Wolf, did you like the episode?
I think I can only remember the YouTube poop at this point.
The sheriff's the caveman.
Boy, am I glad that he's in there and we're out here. And we're in there. And you're out here. The caveman's the sheriff.
Where's the caveman? Also, Wolf, have you heard of Dan to Dan?
I've heard of it, not watched it.
Unless they have an Ice Age exhibit in SeaWorld.
I mean, they could. They could be doing prehistoric creatures.
Yeah, it is kind of interesting because the caveman doesn't wear a mask. For the longest time, you think it's like a human guy.
Yeah.
So, who was the caveman? It was the scientist's partner. He faked his disappearance, and he was trying to basically sabotage his own partner and steal it for himself because he hadn't patented the machine yet. He wanted to steal it, and I guess he was gonna club his partner to death as a caveman, blame it all on the caveman conspiracy. Apparently, there was a real caveman that was lost at sea, and he took advantage of that to pretend they found it.
Right.
He, created, like, a fake mannequin of the caveman, had, like, this rubber suit that I guess looked human skin. He dressed as the caveman, pretended it de-thawed and killed him, but was trying to kill his partner. Yeah, the caveman unmasked. Looks like the caveman in Where Are You? It's a cool supernatural anime. Is the knight from the second Scooby-Doo show. There is a knight on the second one, but if you're thinking about the Black Knight, he's on this one. We talked about him.
They like to reuse concepts sometimes.
Yeah, they really did.
Especially when they're generic enough.
Have a talking cat. Jugoku Sensei, Psychic Girl. I'll skip that.
Right.
Like, it's funny. Also, the Demon Shark episode is better. Yeah, because the shark fit the setting a lot more.
Right.
I'm just glad you guys are there. I'm right here, and I'm right over there with you guys, but I'm by myself inside the ice. Like, is what the inspiration of Spear from Adult Swim series Primal. Yeah, he inspired Gendy Tartakovsky. He kind of looks like the Primal caveman, doesn't he?
That's just what cavemen look like.
They look like Neanderthals, okay?
Like, yeah, of course they're not going to be well-groomed. They didn't have much of that concept unless they got, like, super long, probably.
Why would he patent it if he couldn't be recreated? I guess to have ownership of it.
Yep.
He, wanted to be the first to say it was his.
Exactly.
Okay, so I do like this episode. I might put it onto A tier, but I want to converse with you.
Without remembering most of the episode, I'll defer to you again.
All right.
Sounds fine.
The caveman is going on to A tier. Where's the caveman? He's on Awesome Adventure. I'll put him under Charlie the Robot. Yeah, this one's a dumb fun episode. I enjoy it. There's the caveman.
Yeah.
Alright, final four, Wolf. Next is Haunted House Hang-Up. This is the Headless Spectre. You don't remember that one?
I might need a refresher for this one.
The Scooby Gang are basically traveling down the road again, this time going to a concert, I believe. Scooby and Shaggy are in a band. This was back when they were going to be like a band, Mystery Incorporated, but the plans never fell through.
Nice.
They're going to perform at a concert, get lost on the road, and end up at a haunted mansion. It's like an old-fashioned southern plantation, and it's haunted by a headless ghost. There's like a guy in like a nice old-fashioned suit, but he has no head. He has like these cold white gloves, like looks like this. Right. He's like goes around his house scaring people. We hear faint noises in this house, like a hammering going on. A lot of spooky sounds around here, and this one has the balloon ghost. There's like a ghost in a well, and he has like these giant hot air balloons with cutout bed sheets look like ghosts. somehow he controls them because he like releases them and they chase Shag and Scoob at one point. And a lot of haunted house tricks. He has like his fake head in a box. It's really like a mannequin head.
Of course.
Has like a floating candle, a lot of wire tricks, a lot of spooky sound effects, and secret passages, of course. Also pretty fun Scooby-Doo chase in this one. We get the Scooby doors. We have a chase on the old-timey bicycles. Yeah, you know, the big wheel kind of. Yeah. He chases
big
them.
Front wheel, small back wheel.
And Velma actually teams up with Shaggy and Scooby in this one. Yeah, we get her trading teams.
Yep.
And basically we find out the big twist. The Headless Spectre is not the villain. He actually owns this house and he's been scaring trespassers away because he's trying to find his family fortune. Right. He's the great-great-grandson of Jefferson Stillwell, the Headless Ghost guy. His great-grandfather left a vast fortune hidden somewhere inside this house, and he's been trying to find it, but a lot of thieves have been trying to break in and steal it too. And this one has that infamous guy with the bedsheet ghost. He has that axe, and he's like going into there. He looks like part 2 Jason Voorhees.
I remember, because I remember a solid JJ video of making fun of it. Oh, that guy, that's the ghost with an axe.
Yeah, this is that episode.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it turns out it's Asa Shanks. He's his greedy next-door neighbor. He's been actually spreading rumor of the Headless Ghost to try and scare other people off. The gang, like, asked directions from him at one point. He cosplays as, like, this half-bedsheet ghost and has an axe. He's trying to steal the treasure for himself, and we find out the Headless Spectre is actually a nice guy, and the gang team up and take him out. He tries to chase friend Shaggy, but ends up tripped in their trap, and knocks over a column, which had a carpet bag with all the money. Yeah, it was like hidden in a column outside of the mansion.
Yeah.
That's it. It was supposed to be in a carpet bag. Yeah, he was trying to steal the money, and they actually helped the guy get his family fortune back, and he thanks them, finally giving the gang enough help to finally leave and go to the concert.
Yep.
Yeah, honestly, I think this one is also another fun one. You remember it, Wolf?
Kind of.
Yeah, the Headless Spectre was not even the villain. That was actually an interesting switch up. The ghost was actually a guy protecting his own property.
Right.
Though, he mistook the Scooby Gang for evildoers.
Right.
I do like the balloon chase they had.
Yeah.
Oh, it's in your top 10 episodes, Akira. Really?
Nice.
And still waiting for a female headless ghost like Lala from Monster Musume. No one can outdo Lala. Like, be cool to make a giant caveman in an ice palace.
To think he was a carpetbagger.
Yep, this is the Headless Ghost before R.L. Stine made it. This was also before Luigi's Mansion. Yeah, like way before.
Yeah.
The ghost costume sucks. His legs were showing. Yeah, his bedsheet didn't even cover his entire body.
Well, yeah, of course not. He was going as Charlie Brown's ghost, practically.
I think he was like trying to just hide his identity.
I mean, yeah, that's clearly what it was.
He wasn't really trying to scare anyone.
He really comes off more as just an axe murderer than he does a ghost.
Right. Why did the next door neighbor evil like Dinkelberg? He wanted to have that fortune, okay?
Dinkelberg.
I would have found it too if not for your snoopers. This one, I actually think is also A tier, but what about you, Wolf?
I could put it under A.
Yeah, okay. We'll put it above Nowhere to Hide, but under the Vasquez Castle. Yeah, it's a pretty decent adventure. I like it. Interesting switch up of the formula. It is awesome. Alright, next is The Tiki Scare is No Fair. Foolish mortals, you will suffer the wrath of Mono Tiki Tia.
His little wiggle kills me.
Okay, this one we gotta put in the S tier. This is another classic. We meet the Witch Doctor, another household name ghost. This guy has like an iconic design and that hilarious wiggle. Mono Tiki Tia also has our first giant monster, a giant stone golem, which is really like a parade animatronic.
Yep.
This one going into S tier. I'll put it above the Backstage Rage, but below the Creeper.
Alright.
Yeah, this one is a great one. The Scooby Gang go to Hawaii and stumble upon a witch doctor. Is this really our first... No, it's not our first real estate scam. Yeah. He's like trying to scare the locals away from Hawaii because he's stealing diamonds that are hidden in oysters around the island. And yeah, he's like trying to... cheat the natives out of their own money, cheat them out of their own land, and steal it for himself. The witch doctor is one of the most memorable villains of this, has that really kooky design, that awesome face mask, and his hilarious over-the-top shrieking. A lot of funny comedy bits in this one, too. I love when Scooby and Shaggy are, like, going through the secret passage and they pretend like it's the TV. He's, like, changing the channel and he sees the different things.
It constantly does that wiggle and...
That's classic. My number 1 is Ghost Clown. Really, Akira, you like that one? I love the episode fine, but the Ghost Clown, not one of my favorite villains. Like the Witch Doctor outfit is better. Way better than the Dog Napper one, yeah.
Definitely.
Also, is this a Polynesian Witch Doctor? They never specify which Hawaiian island they're at.
It could be.
Need some water.
Yeah, I know there's also, I'm pretty sure it's in this one where there's the scene where the giant chases them all into the, like, the raised huts.
Yeah,
and it picks it, and they all just hold onto the rafters.
Was there really a point in that? He's, like, lifting up the whole building. They could have stood on the floor.
Well, no, they couldn't, because if they did that, they would have, like, fallen over and stuff. By holding onto the rafter, they secure themselves.
Wow, the Scooby Gang can really jump.
Yeah, well, I mean, they have Shaggy, so they probably got him up, then Fred, then the girls. Or maybe Fred last.
Right, and we actually get Velma teaming up with Shaggy and Scooby when they split up this time again. They disguise themselves as, like, Tarzan, hilariously before the Disney movie came out. They were famous characters back then. This also has the real laughing skull, you remember?
Yeah.
They're like, it's really like a fake crashed World War II airplane or something.
Right.
When Shaggy, like, tries to get the last laugh, the ghost actually laughs for real. So, real supernatural stuff is kind of present in Scooby-Doo. Also, hilarious chase scene where they end up being chased by the witch doctor and the giant robot, and the robot crashes in like a huge trap hole.
Yeah.
That was insane. I love this episode. Who was Mono Tiki Tia? It was really Mr. Sims, the real estate agent. He like gave them a fake tour because he wanted to use the Scooby Gang as witnesses to claim they saw like a real ghost. He was trying to like steal all these precious diamonds and oysters, but had to scare off those pesky natives. And the Scooby Gang foil his operation. Also, this one has the creepy old man who was really an undercover cop.
Yep.
Yeah, he like has that rare hunter robe and that creepy face and somehow shows up in a lot of different areas of the island. He has like this Batman disappearing power. We should ask that old man. What old man? And he's like gone in like 1 second. Like it's okay, and it's my number 5. Really? Yeah, we got a Tarzan reference. Shaggy was Tarzan, and Velma was Jane, and Scooby was the chimp. The witch doctor shoots a fire skull out of his skull staff and Night of 100 Frights. Yeah, he's a boss fight in that.
That makes sense.
I imagine Keith David playing the witch doctor. He would be a pretty good voice for it, though.
Yeah.
I think I like the whiny, shrieking voice more.
Definitely.
Yeah. This one, it is a classic. It is a great trip to Hawaii, and I think the Witch Doctor stands out as one of their most memorable villains. This one is a total Scooby snack. Final 2, Wolf. Next is Who's Afraid of the Big Bad Wolf? I recently DVR'd this one, but Wolf hasn't seen it yet. Yeah. Okay, do you remember this one, Wolf, at all? It's their second werewolf episode. The Scooby Gang are actually going out camping in the woods. However, there's a monster out in these woods, because of course there is. A ghost werewolf. Yeah, the werewolf was allegedly a real person who died, but his ghost form came up out of his grave. The werewolf is out here doing suspicious things in these woods, and the gang stumble upon them, get a return of danger-prone Daphne. So, we explore a lot of weird areas. There's an abandoned mill and this old abandoned, I believe, farm. There's like a farm like out near the water. The Scooby Gang explore here. The werewolf has this unique design. He looks like a green goblin wolf man, has like brown hair, green skin, red eyes. It was definitely an interesting take, but this wolf man, much better than the galloping ghost wolf man. It turns out the Wolfman is a rustler. He's stealing sheep from farms and transporting them across the river. He like brings the sheep here, feeds them, takes care of them, takes some of their wool off, but he puts the sheep in like these barrels with breathing tubes in them and sends them down the river to be picked up by his like partners on the other side. Yeah, it is the
Interesting.
biggest and weirdest rustling operation I've ever seen. Yeah, he's like taking these sheeps and he has like a ship converted into like a secret base. The sheeps are like getting their wool stolen and he's making them into like bootleg products or something, and he sends the sheep to like his partners down the river. Apparently the sheeps are like put into barrels, they have like breathing hoses in there, and basically his partners are supposed to collect the sheep and regrow them, like raise them, have their fur grow up again and that such. He's like taking their wool, and Scooby and the gang get into a fight with him. At one point, Shaggy and Scooby disguise themselves as barbers and give the werewolf like a shave. They shave off his entire head, and interestingly, they keep that design for the rest of the episode.
Huh.
Yeah, he has like a first form, then a second form, then when they shave like the hair off his head, he kind of looks like the Green Goblin.
Incredible.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. The werewolf does not talk. He does his regular howling, screeching, chases them like a feral beast. He is actually a pretty menacing villain, I will say. It is fun that we're having like a wolfman haunting forest and barn areas. The Scooby Gang actually get into a very interesting chase with him. They try to set up a trap, but Daphne ruined the trap this time. Danger-prone Daphne screws up, strikes again. They fail to like net the werewolf, and Scooby and Shaggy end up being chased by him down the rapids. Like having a boat chase for once. The werewolf almost catches them, and of course they didn't know they were heading towards a waterfall. And Scooby and Shaggy get saved by Fred, Daphne, and Velma with their giant fishing net, which is big enough for the both of them, because of course it is. And the werewolf actually isn't captured by them. He goes down the waterfall, but he's like holding on to like the cliff. He didn't die yet.
And then he calls out for help.
Yeah,
right?
he like breaks character and exposes that he's a fake because he doesn't want to die. Yeah, it was a very interesting defeat, I will say. But yeah, he's like holding on to the cliff. They arrest him, and they do kind of cheat. The werewolf is some guy we never met. Like, there is no suspects in this episode. They do totally cheat in this one. He is actually a infamous rustler who was doing his operation but hiding behind the mask to cover his tracks. Yeah, it's a really crazy episode. Honestly, I might put it onto A or B, but what do you think, Wolf? I don't know if you remember
Only the ending triggered my memory.
Also, the green color of the werewolf confused me. Yeah, green is a very weird color for a wolf.
I assume it was probably just to have it like have it pop more or something.
And I say that Will Blake is a fanfiction son of Fred and Daphne. Yeah, Akira mentioned him. Like it's more like a ghoul than a werewolf because of the green. Yeah, that was kind of weird.
Yeah,
it's a green werewolf. Akira would put this on number 11 or 15.
Incredible.
Also, how did Daphne ruin the trap? Well, they tried to like throw like a hook to release the net, and it accidentally like hooks on Daphne's belt and sends her like flying.
Incredible.
Danger-prone Daphne did it again. Yeah, it was supposed to like reel in the net, but yeah, got caught on Daphne's blouse.
Okay.
Cliffhanger, hanging on a cliff. Alright, so this one I might put onto either low A or high B. What do you think, Wolf? Don't remember enough of it?
No, I don't remember enough of it.
Okay, I think it's a pretty fine episode. I'll put it onto low A. Okay. It is an awesome adventure. And finally, Wolf, we made it to our last entry. Yep. Don't fool with the Phantom.
This is your favorite.
The Wax Phantom, and I love this one. It's going on to S tier. I'll put it behind the Snow Ghost.
Okay.
There you go, that's better. Yeah, I like the Wax Phantom episode. I thought it was a pretty good final episode to close out on. This is the Wax Phantom. So, Fred and Daphne apparently entered Dancing with the Stars. They were like at a dance competition.
Right.
We're supposed to win a big-ass prize money, but then the studio is attacked by a Wax Phantom. Apparently this former TV host, like this horror channel host, a creepy old guy, used to work for the studio, did like a horror block, and he got fired, but he vowed revenge on the studio by releasing a monster upon them. That monster would take the form of the Wax Phantom. And basically this creepy old guy is like an obvious red herring because he openly admits he hates the studio for laying him off, and he promised that he would get revenge on them for firing him, basically. And we are led to believe that he's the Wax Phantom, disguising himself. The Wax Phantom attacks, steals like all the prize money, and the gang, of course, investigate this. where it leads to a lot of crazy scenarios. This one does have that scene, you remember, Wolf, where they go to like the creepy old guy's haunted mansion and there's like a real skeleton. Scooby-Doo hilariously accidentally kills a soul in a box. Like Scooby's like screwing around with stuff. He opens like this box and a ghost flies out at Scooby's face and he sneezes and blows it away. Yeah, Scooby-Doo definitely killed someone's soul there.
Yeah.
And there's like a lot of creepy stuff here, and a skeleton actually waves at Scooby. It does have that scene, you remember?
Yep.
Final episode, let's go. Like Wax Phantom is my second or third best. I actually really like this episode because the second half is where all the good stuff comes in. They go to a wax museum. They chase the Wax Phantom, who of course is hiding in a wax museum because that's the most obvious place he's making his costume. And there's a lot of crazy antics, chase scenes, and a lot of weird sets and stuff happens here. You remember, Wolf?
I think so. Don't other ones come to life as well?
Yeah, at one point, one of the wax women comes to life and passes down like Scooby like a tray of fruit. Yeah, this weird like Spider Queen looking chick. It's never explained, and it wasn't like the guy hiding in a suit or anything.
I do just love the random supernatural elements.
Right, and there's like a ghost hand at one point who taps Velma on the shoulder, and it looks way too small to be the Wax Phantom.
Right.
But yeah, he was like behind a curtain watching them. I do like the wax...
The Wax Phantom.
Yes, yeah. I like the Wax Phantom's design. He reminds me kind of Clayface, honestly.
Yeah, he's
looks
got
like a weird golem
very
with the dripping.
melted look, yeah.
Yeah, but he's like blue, which gives him kind of a supernatural aura. That was very interesting. A lot of cartoon antics happen here too, like Shaggy and Scooby paint like a fake door in the wall, and he somehow opens it up and runs right into it. Also, a hilarious kick-ass soundtrack. Another Beatles song plays in the chase music, and yeah, it's fun. But who was the Wax Phantom? It turns out to actually be the executive of the show. He was trying to frame the past worker because he wanted to steal the prize money and head to another country. He had like tickets to a flight out to South America where he was like gonna steal all the money and party there.
Run away, yeah.
Yeah, basic scheme, but really fun episode. I like how crazy this one is. It is very disturbing, unsettling, and has a lot of good moments, a lot of funny moments, a lot of creepy scares. And the Wax Phantom, I think, is a pretty fun villain. He almost murders Shaggy and Scooby, too. He puts them, like, not the old conveyor belt into the waxwork. That trope went out with the 50s. Checking on comments.
Yep.
Dancing with the Stars. Yeah, I know it wasn't out back then, but that's basically what Fred and Daphne were on.
It was a dancing competition.
Yeah, they were participating in it. I wonder if they won that prize money.
They probably would have, as per rules for protagonists.
Yep. So before Clayface, yeah, I do like that he looks like a Clayface type of character. It was a very unique design, I will say. And yeah, the idea of a wax monster is pretty creative. Like before Doughy the Dough Man. Don't know who that is. So Daphne Blake didn't get kidnapped and pretend she was turned to wax statue. No, but Shaggy and Scooby got wax statues as a reward. Yeah, remember they almost trapped the Phantom, but Shaggy and Scooby accidentally get sprayed with the wax and somehow not suffocated under there. Yeah, Fred ships them away with a tiny-ass hammer. And believe it or not, they actually got wax dummies as a reward for their services. Yeah, Shaggy and Scooby get like jade versions of themselves.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, there's like green statues of Shaggy and Scooby in the back of the mystery trunk. Now we can send the dummies in our place instead of us. There's just one problem, Shag. How to tell one pair of dummies from the other. Everyone laughs, ending. Very funny. Like, why steal the prize money? Because technically it's not his. But yeah, it's, I guess, easier to steal, like, this $1 million cash prize or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. He didn't want to, I guess he didn't make enough money on his own. But yeah, the Wax Phantom episode is a classic. It is a fun note to go out on, and the ultimate positive note because it is a Scooby snack. And you can see, Wolf, we finally did it. We talked about all of them.
I managed to stay awake through it all.
Yep, that nocturnal wolf beat his instincts. Like, so much better than Mr. Aggress clay statue from Miraculous Season 6. We stopped watching Miraculous.
I only keep up through reviews.
Yeah, me too. Like, Smarty Pants talks about it all the time.
Yeah, that's the same guy I watch.
Okay, so we'll go over it one last time for any late birds or for any of you who skip-click to the end to see the ranking in full. We talked about all of them, Wolf, and believe it or not, there's none in F tier.
Yep.
Yeah,
Which,
Scooby-Doo.
I expected that, honestly. Even though it might have some bad episodes, there's none so horrible, and that's usually how, like, first series shows will go.
No, Scrappy-Doo, he's a different show.
Yeah.
Or you mean he's Scrappy Dud. Like it's done.
Yeah, no, Scrappy.
Scooby-Doo lasted a long time, but actually made enough episodes that weren't terrible.
Right.
Yeah, the first show, it is pretty much golden, even with the 2 lame episodes. Speaking of which, on Clueless, our 2 weak links, Decoy for a Dog Napper and Never Ape an Ape Man. I know a lot of people list these 2 as the worst episodes of the show, but honestly, they're just kind of weak. They're poorly cooked, didn't have a lot of thought put into them, and had very basic, easy mysteries. Sorry, about to belch, yeah. This one, they're low episodes. Basically not bad, but also nothing good either. But in Middling Kids, we actually have 4 of them. A Gaggle of Galloping Ghosts, Mind Your Own Business, What the Hex is Going On, and Mystery Max Mix-Up. These ones are okay. They're adequate. They're very serviceable episodes. Honestly, don't hate them, but I don't really rewatch them as much as I do these top quality episodes. These ones are definitely fine. They're serviceable. Watch them if you want, but they're not as special as the A and S tier. Speaking of which, A tier. Who's Afraid of the Big Bad Wolf? Nowhere to Hide, The Haunted House Hang-Up, Hassle in the Castle, The Caveman, Foul Play in Funland, A Clue for Scooby-Doo, Which Witch is Which, Scooby-Doo and the Mummy 2, and Bedlam in the Big Top. These ones are all awesome. These are fun episodes. They are definitely good watches. They're a fun time to see with your friends, and I watch them every time they air. These are definitely worth your time, and definitely great Scooby-Doo plots. But there can only be the top dogs up here in Scooby Snacks. Who are the best Scooby-Doo episodes? Let's see. I want to count first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, top 9 episodes of Scooby-Doo. Sorry, number 10 is the Circus Clown Akira. Alright, what are our top 9 Scooby-Doo episodes?
Number 9 is Spooky Space Kook.
Yeah, it's a fun episode. The Space Kook is iconic, one of the creepiest monsters they ever face, and wouldn't you know, his episode is also greatly entertaining. Go Away Ghost Ship. Yeah, I do like the Redbeard episode. This one is a pretty fun ghost pirate story, and a lot of great Scooby-Doo antics in this one. Seeing Scooby and Shaggy actually save the day is what made this episode really stand out for me. The Wax Phantom episode. Don't fool with the Phantom. Pretty great season finale, or I should say series finale for this one. Wax Phantom's underrated, really creepy mystery, and a very fun setting at the Wax Museum. This was definitely a great final episode for this horror saga. The Snow Ghost. Yeah, fun winter mystery, I like it. The Snow Ghost is a great monster, more funny moments, and a lot of scary ones in this one. This is definitely a great winter mystery. Then the Backstage Rage. I love this episode. The Puppet Master is so scary. I think the horror actually holds up in this episode. It is underrated and deserves a lot more in their audience. Tiki Scare is no fair. Yeah, the Scooby Gang go to Hawaii. Wouldn't you know, the Mono Tiki Tia is still iconic to this very day. It is a great episode, hilarious, fun, and full of so many iconic moments. It's in the top 4. The Creeper. Jeepers, It's the Creeper is still one of the all-time golden episodes. The Creeper is a great villain. The story is fun. The jokes are even funnier. It is a classic. I love it to this very day. Wolf, What a Night for a Night.
What a Fright for a Night. Yeah. Oh, no, it is What a Night for a Night.
Yeah, What a Night for a Night.
A great opening to the series, and definitely always going to be one of my favorite episodes.
Yeah, the pilot still holds up to this day, but it's number 2. But number 1 goes to The Phantom Shadows. A Night of Fright is No Delight is still one of the all-time greatest Scooby-Doo episodes, precisely because it's one of their darkest episodes, one of their craziest mysteries, and one of their most inventive monsters, the Phantom Shadows. This one is a night that'll give you a fun delight. It is up on our number 1 Scooby snack. Catch up on comments. Yeah, we have no F tier. Wait until we get to the Scrappy Show. And I see this with Mystery Inc. Yep, no Scrappy-Doo. Sorry, catch up on comments, Wolf. Like, it was fun, and I will watch Dan to Dan, aka my anime Scooby-Doo clone. Wait until Go-Go Mystery Machine comes out, Akira. Like, okay, I can agree with that since Hypnotized Daphne is cool, but needs more attention. If it means anything, Akira, the Circus Clown is our number 10 episode on my top 10 here.
Yeah.
Just didn't make it to S tier. And next time, Monster Musume, probably not next time. My next tier list, I'm thinking about ranking all the Arkham boss fights. Hope you're into that, people. I want to rank all the Arkhamverse boss fights. I'm going to talk about that one next, definitely. Monster Musume is still on the agenda, but that's coming out a little later. And as for videos, I released a new one on Patreon. I reviewed Batman Assault on Arkham. It is currently on Patreon right now. It's like my last Halloween video. What am I going to do next? I'm thinking about doing a crossover with Wolf here, but I also might do Tales from the Dark Side. Wolf, any future projects?
I've got two, but one of them is definitely going to have to wait for my computer to come back. The other one is I'm going to try to get in a Goosebumps review for you all. So I hope you will happily wait that one.
Any hints to the episode?
No, let's just say it will be on time.
Nice. Also, I'm going to say bye since I'm going to see Retro Crush channel. Bye, Akira. Yeah, Monster Musume tier list will happen in the future, but tomorrow I'm going to do the Arkham boss fights. That's the next tier list. Look forward to that. Take one last snapshot if you haven't seen them all. None in F tier, so you can actually see them all up top. Scooby-Doo was a great show, had a lot of great episodes, and I highly recommend it. I still love it. As you can see, a lot of the episodes landed on good to awesome. But let's finally wrap this up, Wolf, and finally set our fans free. Go check out Scooby-Doo if you don't trust my word. These episodes are pretty good, and these two are the lame dogs. I can't wait. See you, V Scorpio. Stay tuned for the Monster Musume tier list. I love retro anime. I'm trying to get into some. I know Wolf loves it.
I need to get into others.
Alright, so look forward to what's coming in the future. We'll finally set you guys free. Remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe, or just tune in for more content here on Wolf Entertainment. I'm your host, Catastrophe.
And I'm Wolf.
And we'll see you all later.
Bye-bye. You can end the OBS one as well.